And people are saying, "Oh, I'm worn out on Evansville." No, and especially me, because I'm Mr. Missouri Valley, being an Indiana State guy. When they play one another, sure, I'm going to go with my alma mater, but I want to see Mo Valley teams win, and especially one going into Rupp Arena last night and doing that. Now, that was strong. It was a strong effort across the board. Now, the problem you're going to have from my Sycamores tonight, so they're on the road at Louisville, right, at the Yum Center. It's not like they're going to sneak up on anybody now. As if they were going to sneak up on anybody anyway. But now they're not going to really sneak up on anybody. But that was awesome. And congratulations, everybody down in the Pocket City. I saw everybody waiting on the Purple Aces arrival. I used to love watching Scott Hafner play down there. Who's with me on that? Back when they're wearing the sleeves. But no, seriously, that was an awesome night. And more than likely, hopefully not, but yeah, once in a lifetime type of thing that you'll ride that thing forever. And why shouldn't you if you're Evansville? So congratulations to Evansville. Congratulations to Walter McCarty. And for the folks down at the Pocket City, that was absolutely outstanding. And we'll see if my Sycamores, I think the Sycamores are plus 21 on the road tonight. We'll see if they have anything for the Cardinals of Louisville. I believe, what did Greg Lansing say? The first 9 plus, I think. 9 to 10 games are on the road as they continue the rejuvenation process of the Holman Center over in Terre Haute. But nah, job well done. Last night was a good night because of that. Down in Bloomington, IU beat North Alabama, as they're supposed to. And that makes everybody feel good. Pacers win yet again, 6 of 7 over OKC. And it's not the OKC team that we know from the past. It's not last year's. And, 2 years ago, that was the hottest ticket of the year, arguably, in mid-December when Paul George came back to town. Remember that? I sat up in, what do they call the places that you sit up there and you eat? The hell they call those? The lofts? You sit up there and you eat, and I took Blake and Laney, and they were so sugared up. It was like Tony Montana sitting at his desk at the end of Scarface. Sure, go ahead. What's the main course? Cookies? Yeah. All right, what's your dessert? Ice cream? Yeah. I mean, at the end, they were, whoo. But that was a hot ticket. Not so much as far as the way OKC looks right now, but it's kind of like with what we talk about with IU. Who cares? I mean, we talked about this schedule being conducive to a really nice start. We talked about that, and I talked about the first 9 games in particular. It didn't go well. Recently, it is, and here's the reason why. And you can see it. These guys have become over the past 3 weeks more acclimated to playing with one another. Now, I swear to you, and I know a lot of you are anti-Miles. We'll get into the whole Miles thing because Jay Michael was on the show yesterday at the end and had some really interesting stuff to say. We'll get to that coming up in a bit. But you can tell these guys hadn't played with one another. Now, the ball was flying around everywhere. You can see now these guys are more accustomed to playing with one another, and good things are happening. Fun things are happening. I mentioned yesterday, one of the things I cannot wait to see is Victor Oladipo upon his return playing in the backcourt with Malcolm Brogdon. I can't wait for that. And the Victor Oladipo that we expect to see, right? The one that we expect to see. But that's what I'm waiting for. But a tip of the cap for a guy that has started the season absolutely in a rage. And then other than the games in which he missed because of the dinged-up calf, and because we haven't seen him face up or shoot threes or all this crap we're waiting on seeing, I'm not too worried about it right now because if you're looking at Domas Sabonis, 18 and 17, 13 and 17, 17 and 14, 21 and 16, 18 and 16. Now that is putting in some work since Miles' injury. Me eating a granola bar before the start of the show was such a bad choice. Numbnuts. 18-17, 13-17, 17-14, 21-16, and 18-16. Man, that's what you want. And he's been playing awesome, fun to watch, kind of bullying guys around. Now, again, their talent hasn't been top-notch yet. They'll get a look at that so-called top-notch talent. Houston's been kind of up and down, though. I mean, hell, they gave up, 150 or something like that to the Washington Wizards in regulation 2+ weeks ago. So they're not likely to lock anybody down. The problem we're going to have watching this on Friday night is James Harden's going to get every call. We're all going to get mad, and I'm going to be, ripping the officiating on Friday night because of that. All night. Anytime James Harden gets touched, it's going to go to the free throw line and get a whistle. But, they have picked it up nicely compared to what we thought through their first three. You guys remember what we were thinking through their first three? Not so much anymore. Last night was one of those impressive nights. You love to Domas, who's had a great run, to Malcolm Brogdon, who has fit this team like he said he would, glove-like. That's exactly how he explained it to us, if you remember, in the summertime. That's how he was going to fit, and he has so far. Doing it with a lot of guys that are injured. TJ McConnell has been a great fit off the bench. So a lot of things to be happy. I'm going to tell you this. I mean, TJ Warren and the floater, that is some Mark Jackson-esque teardrop stuff that I dig. I'm an old school guy. I like a little teardrop. Remember the first 3 games there in that losing skid, and TJ Warren looked like a damn mess. Yeah, these guys are getting used to playing with one another and showing the level of talent, and hopefully that can hang with it when they play better teams. And they will coming up on Friday, the Houston Rockets down at the Toyota Center. So if you guys want to talk some Pacers, we can. If you want to hit on what was a fantastic night in basketball last night, and I'm not just here to rabble-rouse about Kentucky. I could give a crap less about Kentucky. I love their roads. And I love their bourbon, but I don't give a crap about their basketball. Seriously. And I do like it when their basketball is being beaten. That's awesome. I dig their roads, though. Their roads and their bourbon. I like that. Yeah, I don't mind Bowling Green. I don't mind Bowling Green. Or what's Franklin, Kentucky? Right before you get over the line into Tennessee. I don't mind that either. The rest of it, I don't care. The Penny Rail. Hey, yeah, shout out to the Penny Rail. I don't mind the Penny Rail. Again, that is roads in Kentucky. Roads and bourbon. And I couldn't give a crap less about their basketball. It is kind of funny when they lose. Well, and John Calipari was really good after that loss last night, saying, you know what, had we won that game, it wouldn't have been right. Now, he would have taken it, because I'm sure they all have somewhat of an embarrassing feeling, but, I mean, they got enough talent on that team, they'll be right back up there sooner rather than later. But, yeah, give it up for Walter McCarty. Man, we love a good upset, though. What do they have, 2% chance of winning that game? According to ESPN's percentage stat line before the start, we love us an upset. Well, Missouri Valley, inside the state. I kind of wonder, anybody down from Evansville right now listening, do they have more Kentucky fans in that area or Purple Aces fans? I'm guessing they have more Kentucky fans. I think they have more Kentucky fans within Evansville. Maybe I'm wrong about this. Maybe that's an old school look at it. But I thought they always had more Kentucky fans down there than they did actually have either Evansville or IU fans even. I could be wrong. If anybody can correct me or pat me on the back for being accurate, you certainly can, and of you Pocket City folks down there. And I have not been there in a while. I haven't been there in a long time. Since Harpoles, maybe? That's been a while. I think the damn place burned down. Harpoles? Breakers? Nah, but I like some Evansville. I actually went through it not too long ago. Maybe a year or so ago. College Hoop, we can hit that if you like. Boilermakers in action. We'll talk that up. Robbie Hummel's going to join us in the 4 o'clock hour. He is going into the Purdue Athletics Hall of Fame. Very worthy of that. Big Ten Network, ESPN, and was a part of the 3-on-3. Is he going to the Olympics as a member of that 3-on-3 team? Or he was a part of it? What was he a part this summer? I'm going to have to ask him because I don't recollect exactly. Do you remember, Kyle, what he was a part of? Because they won something, right, to become 3-on-3 Olympic eligible?
Was part of the FIBA 3-on-3 World Cup last year.
Did that gain them eligibility into the Olympics? Because isn't 3-on-3 going to be an Olympic sport? As well it should be, by God. 3-on-3. I mean, if anybody ever attended a Gus Macker in the mid-'90s, you thought right then and right there that at some point what you were looking at on those plastic particle put-together, slick as hell, toilet bowl championship game courts, at some point that was going to be an Olympic sport. With just 95% of the people playing in incredible buttholes, you knew that it was going to be at some point an Olympic sport. Talk to Robbie Hummel about that. He's going to join us in the 4 o'clock hour. All right, the Colts are going to stick with that Vinatieri. That is unsurprising. This is going to be really interesting. So, again, if you guys want to go to the bathroom, want to take a whiz break during the extra point, you can no longer do that because it's an adventure. But, you know what? I know a lot of you have been the advocate of cutting him, and I get it, and I understand it. He has cost them 2 games, has been a part of it, so have others. But, at the same time, this is sketchy. What worries me the most is when they interview him, and I know that he's getting bombarded with stuff that he's never been bombarded with before, and he's fed up with it. He's tired with it. What is he, 46, whatever years old? He didn't want to deal with that. But he does now because of his inefficiency. Because of his inaccuracy. Missed extra points, missed field goals. So now he is dealing with that, and he's not taking well to it. Nobody else, I wouldn't want to be if I was that age and where he has been either. But he finds himself there. And really what worries me the most is like last weekend, he was emotional, which you can kind of understand. He just doesn't look like he has the answers himself right now. Like, remember back in September when we were all questioning where he was and why they should bring guys in and what should happen? And remember, it kind of felt like that he had some answers, and then they started talking about the operation. And then last weekend, it kind of felt like that he doesn't have the answer. And he doesn't know. Doesn't really understand. That is the troubling part. And this thing has the opportunity to completely spiral out of control here. Hopefully it doesn't. But that opportunity is there. And I'll tell you what, while we're sitting here and everybody's talking about Adam Vinatieri, and we spent this is the 3rd day of talking about it too, and I know you're worn out on it. Hey, how about the rest of the team stepping up too? How about the coaching staff? Where's all this greatness that we talked about earlier this year? We dubbed thy greatness after the Kansas City game. And then what's happened to it since? Where's the offensive line gone? Joe Wrights will join us at the bottom of the hour. That is essentially the question and the reason why I want Joe on this show. What in the world has happened? At least we saw with our own eyes Mark Glowinski get torn up by J.J. Watt, but we've seen a lot of guys get torn up by J.J. Watt. Why are you getting torn up by others? Why is Denver and Pittsburgh and Miami, for goodness sake, taking you to the shed? Why? That's what I need to know, and that's why Joe Wrights is on the show. He's going to have to tell us. I mean, it's across the board, really. Yeah, as much as we get all over Adam Vinatieri, this has been across the board. I mean, they're really lucky. They're fortunate that this is not a 3-game losing skid. Now, they're fortunate they're not 500. They're fortunate that there still is a golden outlook going on here if you can take care of some business within your division. The only thing you did not do that's so disappointing over the past 3 weeks is help prepare yourself, in this case, to a different level, whereas now people feel the focus of having to beat you as opposed to now you had the focus of beating them. Like all of a sudden now I'm placing these must-wins, and maybe I would anyway because I do all the time. But they had the opportunity to put themselves on a different level, and unfortunately they didn't play well enough to take that advantage. But certainly, Vinatieri is a focus, but there are a lot of different places. Like, I talked to Mark. I talked to everybody. Like, I talked to Mark, who filled up the vending machines a little bit earlier, and he goes, hey, man, you're right. They don't have any playmakers. They got guys that are there. They don't. And nary a playmaker. See if Devin Funchess gets back. But the problem is, Devin Funchess, okay, what are the expectations here? What do you think? He's just going to flip the switch? Is he going to be the Devin Funchess of last year or the one of 2 years ago? What's the expectation there? And listen, I completely understand that they're missing T.Y. Hilton. And I know that they're an over without T.Y. Hilton. That is why it was essential to have somebody else. They have had nobody else. And the tight end position has not been the productive level as it was a year ago. That would take some of the pressure off everybody else making plays. A year ago, I mean, we had to prop up Dontrell Inman for coming in here mid-season and saving the position. But, with that, it was also because of the tight end position taking some of the pressure off the wide receivers because it was so productive, and it just hasn't been the same this year. So, I mean, you can go across the board. It doesn't necessarily have to be about Adam Vinatieri, although 2 games absolutely point in this direction. But this team is just not played well. And not played well for a while. Houston. Oh, yeah, I know they had moments against Pittsburgh, but they had equally as bad moments as they did positive moments. And then last week was a joke. 2 weeks ago, you barely squeaked past Denver. So it's about time to put something together. That's on everybody. Coaches included. Hey, all of a sudden, the genius of Frank Reich is kind of taking a bit of a slide now. Not everybody's all down with going for it on 4th down or the play calling. So we'll see if they can turn that around when they need to turn it around as Nick Foles and the Jacksonville Jaguars come to town coming up on Sunday. I'll get you started at 9 a.m. Bullseye Events Center. I'm going to give away some passes to that, too. I got tickets, by the way, for the game coming up at Coach's Tavern, Bud Light Blue Friday. That's downtown here. I'm back-to-back downtown tomorrow and Friday. Bud Light Blue Friday is on Friday, Coach's Tavern downtown. We got multi-pair of Jacksonville Jaguars Colts tickets for you. We're coming at you, Tommy Sutton. And then tomorrow, Brent Halverson and our Larceny Bourbon Locks and our Luna Azul Tequila Shots. Winter Circle downtown. And cannot wait. And remember, the free beverages flow, which is always good. So the whole Colin Kaepernick workout, and I'm not going to talk about it very much because to me it doesn't. I know what you're going to say. Well, why don't you bring him in and Chad Kelly and whatever. You get what you get with Brian Hoyer. How many teams are actually going to think realistically about making a move on a 32-year-old in mid-November? Does that make a lot of sense to anybody? I mean, teams could have brought him in for a workout, and apparently, reportedly, he wanted a date for another workout, so he gets a Saturday in Atlanta in the middle of the season. And I saw where Brian Flores says that the Dolphins will have reps down there. I'm assuming somebody asked me yesterday during Anything Goes, the over-under on 10. I think 10 plus, more than that.
Yeah.
32-year-old. I mean, listen, the quarterback play backup-wise can be bad. There's no doubt about that. But, man, we're kind of late in the game on this thing right now. I mean, we're thinking about it from a Miami standpoint. I'll use that because Brian Flores has said that they will have reps there. All right, you got Fitzpatrick right now, and he's not any good. Or he's good enough to beat the Colts, but he's not going to be, your future. Their future's in the draft. Their future's coming out of the draft. That's why their owner, they're tanking and they beat the Colts last weekend. Now, their owner's on the sideline probably pissed off that they're beating the Colts last weekend. So I wouldn't understand, I guess, why you would go that direction. It's just weird. I mean, listen, I know what it's all about, but yeah, mid-season, between that and impeachment hearings or whatever what's going on, Twitter is going to be impossible. Man, it's a good thing I have one hell of a filter. I don't even need Twitter's filter. I get a good filter myself. I don't even need it. I'll tell you. That's the other thing I don't need. I just don't need constant. I don't need 24/7 pissing and moaning. That's all it's going to be about. Everybody's yelling at everybody. I got ProFootballTalk.com yelling at the NFL. I've got Jason Whitlock yelling at ProFootballTalk.com. Blah, 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 blah. And all anybody's trying to do is to get somebody to like or retweet or notice what they're doing. So I favor not noticing them. I was trying to think, are there any teams around that you think will have serious interest there?
I mean, how many teams are really looking for a long-term quarterback?
Mid-November. Mid-November on a Saturday. So, essentially, you'd have a lot of teams that would say, hey, I'm scouting at a college football game preparing for the draft. If you have a bad team, I know that you can send other people. You don't necessarily have to send your general manager. You can send reps, as what the Dolphins said, but it just seems like it's incredibly weird timing. I've already talked about it too much because, frankly, I'm fine. If he's good enough, then he's good enough, right? And we know with the NFL, if you're good enough, they'll get you back in. And we'll find out, I guess. Jacoby Brissett. Hopefully he's going to be good to go. And I would expect that coming up on Sunday. And this is a team that has to have a newfound attitude. Because, again, as I mentioned, it's not just all on. We want to focus in on cut Vinny or keep Vinny. But this is a team-wide issue right now. I mean, you can point the finger and probably count on one hand how many guys played well this past Sunday. I got to find out about the offensive line, though. Joe Wright's going to join me at the bottom of the hour. He's going to explain that to me thoroughly. Robbie Hummel, top of the 4 o'clock hour. Talk a little college hoop with Robbie. Kevin Bowen in the 5 o'clock hour. I got Black Crows, Billy Joel tickets. Billy Joel's Great American Ballpark. Man, I tell you what, if I ever, and I mean I ever, feel like I'm hungry and I got to down something right before the start of the show, do not let me eat a granola bar. I mean, hell, I might as well just shelled some peanuts and started throwing those things back here. I'm about to choke to death here. I feel like somebody dropped me in a grain bin or something and I'm trying to breathe. What the hell's going on with me? Don't ever let me do that again, Kyle. Never. Just drink it. Jeez. Choke to death on the air. Oh, yeah, load management, too. I got to get into load management. Who believes in load management? What is it? The believers in load management compared to the non-believers. And this is a basketball thing. Load management. We're loaded up and ready to go. Joe Wright's going to tell us all about this offensive line and what in the world is going on. And across the board here, they're going to get a newfound groove against Jacksonville on Sunday. Former offensive lineman Joe Wright is scheduled to join us. Other side next.
Diamonds Direct has an extra 20% off this weekend. Plus, get special financing. That's this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday only, and only at Diamonds Direct.
Hubler has it. Savings. Hubler has it. Choices. Hubler has it. Hubler has it all.
Indiana's auto giant is changing car buying forever. Introducing a warranty so huge, you can drive around the world 8 times and still be covered. It's Eubler Auto Group's massive 10-year, 200,000-mile limited powertrain warranty. Shop any new vehicle at all Eubler locations with the warranty included. Chevys, Buicks, GMCs, and Fords. The warranty's included. Acuras, Hondas, Nissans, and Mazdas. The warranty's included. The Eubler family has helped Hoosiers for 60 years, and we're not stopping now. Visit driveeubler.com for the perfect car and our 10-year, 200,000-mile warranty. As Indiana's auto giant, Eubler has it all. Why buy anywhere else? You're invited to Eubler. Click driveeubler.com.
Hubler has it all.
Warranty available on new vehicles, except certain models, not transferable or available on leases. A copy of the warranty is available for review at the dealership.
ATI Physical Therapy is there for when you're injured, in pain, or recovering from surgery. They're there to help you get back to your best with expert hands-on therapy customized for you. They'll schedule your first appointment in 24 to 48 hours, plus they have early and late hours to meet your needs. With 58 Indiana locations, visit ATIPT.com or call 855-MY-ATI-PT to find an ATI near you. Returning to better health is a big deal, so look no further. ATI Physical Therapy, here for you.
Warning: this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical. The world is changing. Isn't it time smoking changed too? Vuse Alto is a vapor product offering you a satisfying alternative to cigarettes. Simple to use, surprisingly quiet, and impressively powerful. Our best vapor yet at our best price ever, 99 cents, plus tax at participating retailers. 99-cent offer applies to Alto device. Pods sold separately. Underage sale prohibited.
Chronic headaches, constant sinus infections, pain and pressure. The fatigue was overwhelming.
That's Karen. She suffered for years with chronic sinus infections. She'd go to urgent care, see her doctor.
And we would do the same thing. Steroids, antibiotics, nasal sprays.
Now, her issues are gone. How? A minimally invasive procedure done in the office of Indianapolis Sinus Center called balloon sinuplasty.
Now my sinus cavities are open. You can breathe on a constant basis and not get sinus infections. I don't get headaches anymore. I don't take naps anymore. I'm like, oh, this is miraculous.
Do you suffer with chronic sinus infections, facial pain, pressure? Is it difficult to breathe through your nose? Find out if balloon sinuplasty is the solution for you. Set an appointment today with the Indianapolis Sinus Center. Call 317-528-9650. 317-528-9650. That's 317-528-9650.
His first solo stadium show ever in Cincinnati. Billy Joel, Great American Ballpark, Friday, September 11th. American Express card members, get your tickets now through Thursday, November 14th at 10 p.m. before the general public on sale Friday, November 15th at 10 a.m. For tickets, visit Ticketmaster.com. Performing as part of American Express Experiences. Supply is limited. American Express terms, conditions, and restrictions apply.
Chad and Tyler Peterman.
If you're a homeowner with a stopped-up drain, Peterman will get it moving again for just $83.
A Peterman certified technician will unclog it, and you don't pay $83 until that drain is clear.
We'll make sure that drain stays clog-free too,
because we back our work with our 1-year clog-free guarantee.
One clog any homeowner's drain, and all you pay is $83.
Call 859-4270. Peterman's the way to go.
It's about more than X's and O's. And it's about so much more than winning and losing. This is high school football in Indiana, and there's nothing quite like it. It's about passion, cheerleaders and marching bands, painted faces, and frenzied fans. It's about action. The pitches and passes, the fakes and flea flickers, the Hail Marys and Statues of Liberty. And it's about pride. In your team and in your school. It's about standing strong for your community. Make plans this weekend to go to a high school football game. A regional championship is on the line. It's winner takes all. High school football in Indiana. It's fun. It's affordable. It's for your whole family. Kickoff is Friday night at 7 p.m. Be there.
Warning. This product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical. Welcome to Velo, the modern take on nicotine. It's the hassle-free nicotine pouch that leaves the chargers, smoke, and mess where they belong, in the past. So whether you're mid-flight or mid-meeting, on the grind or off the grid, living large or laying low, with Velo, there are no limits to where you can go. Go to Velo.com now to find your retailer. Velo, no limits. Website restricted to age 21 plus tobacco consumers. Underage sale prohibited.
Diamonds Direct has an extra 20% off this weekend. Plus, get special financing. That's this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday only, and only at Diamonds Direct.
We are so excited to officially be launching our 5th annual Climb for the Kids. Follow our journey and make a donation today. ClimbForTheKids.com.
The Ride with JMV.
Wow. I don't know what to say. I guess the only thing I can say is I'll promise to keep rocking and rolling and making better films.
93.5 and 107.5 The Fan.
Oh, thank you for joining us on what is a fantastic Wednesday. I'm on the road twice. Friday tomorrow. Larceny Locks, Elena Azul Tequila Shots, downtown Winter Circle. You can join me, Brent Halverson. Got the free liquids flowing tomorrow. That'll be great. Friday, Bud Light Blue Fridays at Coach's Tavern. We're coming at you, Tommy Sutton, Friday with Bud Light and multi-pair of Jaguars Colts tickets. Courtesy of Bud Light on a Blue Friday on Friday downtown at Coach's. Meantime, on the Andy Moore Automotive Group hotline, he's a part of the Colts pregame huddle with Big Joe Stasiak and myself. Colts Roundtable live on Monday night with Matt Taylor, Jim Sorgi, and the head coach, Frank Reich, its former offensive lineman. Friend of the show, Joe Wrights, joins us. Hello, Joe.
How's it going? I'm sure you've talked about it, but how about those Evansville Purple Aces and all of Southwest Indiana last night? Boy, that was awesome.
Southwest, and me, I'm a Mo Valley dude too, and even though I'm an Indiana State guy, I'm always happy for what happens, and it happens to the program down in the Pocket City. So, no, that was pretty damn awesome last night.
Does Walter McCarty, is he allowed to go back to, like, former player reunions now, or has he got, like, a ban after that win?
I mean, it sounded like everything that I saw, at least from the so-called knowledgeable folks in social media last night, were all, congratulating him for what was just a job well done. And, Evansville came in there, took advantage of a Kentucky team. It looked like they thought that was going to be a walkover and took it to them and hung on. And, man, it was impressive. I mean, that's a once-in-a-lifetimer right there, Joe. You know what I mean? That's a once-in-a-lifetime happening for a school like that.
No question. And as a guy who played mid-major basketball, I would say you're always playing on the road in these high majors, but you see in the tournament every year, people are like, upset all these mid-majors. If high major teams and teams from the Big Ten and ACC had to play true road games at mid-majors every offseason, you would see them falling left and right. It just never happens until the NCAA tournament on a neutral court, so people think it's a surprise. But there's a lot of good basketball played everywhere, and especially always in our state. The teams always seem to be well, and looks like Evansville's got a good one down there rolling.
Agree with that, too. And now I don't think my Sycamores are going to be able to sneak up on the Cardinals of Louisville later on tonight. So it's probably a wake-up call for the Bluegrass State.
Chris Mack said that, texted to the team last night, this morning at pregame meal, and is going to talk about it before the game, too.
Don't let us look like that is probably what it said. Hey, speaking of looking like that, what's transpired, especially in the last 3 weeks with this Colts offensive line that, we had once thought that was top 5 that certainly hadn't played to that level for the most part through the last 3?
I think it's multiple things. I don't think you can point to any one. Like the Denver game, our zone running game wasn't great, right? We weren't getting the edges captured. Von Miller did a great job against our tight ends and, kind of stopping those zone plays, something that really was good for us early in the season. Against Pittsburgh, we had some issues in protection. Now, some of that is having Ryan Kelly out and Pittsburgh blitzing people from everywhere. And then against Miami, it was really a combination of things. But in Miami, more so than anything, it was the game that dictated it. I mean, you saw in the second half, when we got rolling and when the momentum started turning in the Colts' favor, it was when we were running the ball downhill and we were gaining positive yards. But unfortunately, that Miami game, we had some negative runs, early in the downs. And 2nd and 13 versus 2nd and 10 might not sound like a lot, but those negative runs always seem to kill drives. And we had a couple of those against Miami. So I don't think it's any one thing, but the bottom line is, to me, this team, when we were playing really well early in the season, was built on 4 things: running the ball, playing really good defense, playing clean football with low penalties, and playing clean football with no turnovers. And, those 4 kind of the identity, this formula, when the Colts were, looking like the second-best team in the AFC, to me, the biggest thing, we can talk about the offensive line, is the turnovers. And the last 2 weeks, we've had 6 turnovers after having 7 turnovers through the first 7 games. To me, that's the biggest thing. If you have 1 turnover or maybe even 2 against the Dolphins, you win that game. And if you have no turnovers, you win that game by double digits.
Hey, Joe Wright joins us. Can it be said that maybe because I think that the feather in the cap win so far was that Sunday night at Arrowhead, but I think that defensive line and that defense in general was easier to deal with from a Colts offensive line standpoint than Denver and certainly Pittsburgh. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, Chris Jones went out in the second half, their big stud defensive tackle, so I would agree with that some. I think the other thing you're seeing, and you can say it's an aberration with a couple wins, but the Colts are 0-7 without T.Y. Hilton. And without his explosive playmaking on the field, teams are playing us differently, and teams are playing us differently also without Devin Funchess and Paris Campbell. And you saw against Miami, they're playing tight man coverage and sitting on their routes. They're bringing safeties up tighter to the line of scrimmage, and they're running their linebackers through more. And I think the combination of all those things, it does make it harder, because if you're outnumbered, you can block as well as you want, John. You can have a hat on a hat with 5 offensive linemen and 3 tight ends, and everybody's doing their job. But if they have a ninth guy in the box, that guy's coming free, and he can run through the line, and he can hit you for no gain or negative play. And so, I think the Colts have to find ways, through scheme to try to get numbers advantages, because our offensive line is really good. And when we have numbers in our advantage and we get a hat on a hat, we're rolling guys out of there, and Marlon Mack and Wilkins and Hines are all rushing for big gains. But teams are getting kind of an advantage on us, because I think with T.Y. out and for other reasons, Jacoby been out, they're not as threatened with the downfield passing game.
Joe Wright is on the Andy Moore Automotive Group hotline. Of course, Colts pregame huddle with me, Big Joe, every Sunday during the home games, right before countdown to kickoff. And then Colts Roundtable live on Monday nights with Matt Taylor and Sorge. Is just a couple of different spots you can catch Joe Wright's and his NFL analyst work. I'm also curious about this, too. I think we both agree that game would have been different, or at least in our minds would have been different, had Ebron actually scored a touchdown on that play. All right, besides that, though, why have we not seen even in the stratosphere of the same type of production from that position this year compared to a year ago? I mean, is it a change in philosophy, a change in defensive approach, philosophically from the opposition, a change in quarterback? I mean, where do you point the finger?
I think it's probably a combination of a lot of things. I do think from Ebron's perspective, right, he would say had, kind of a disappointing start to his career in Detroit. So he comes to Indy, and he's a little bit of an unknown, right? And all of a sudden he explodes for double-digit touchdowns. Well, now, game plans are going to focus on him coming into the game more, and people are going to try to take that away. I think you take away with some of the receivers being out, and now you can commit, a couple guys and have multiple coverages on them. I don't think it's any one thing, production for the tight end, but, I do agree that that's a position that has to be a strength for us. And, especially not only catching the ball, but blocking too. And you have some of those 2 tight end sets, 3 tight end sets, you got to be able to block people and get going in the run game too. That's just as important as catching the ball. But your point about Ebron dropping that touchdown, I think that's actually a bigger momentum swing than people are talking about from last week, especially because you have a backup quarterback in there. When you have a backup and unknown, momentum early in the game is so big. And if the Colts had scored there and he had held on to that, it's 7-0. You just got a turnover. You have 7-0. You're getting the ball at halftime. You're rolling the crowds into it, and I think we would have won that game by double digits. But it doesn't happen that way. They get a turnover. They have all the momentum, and we couldn't get the momentum back until the second half, and it was too little, too late. So to me, this game against Jacksonville, now looking forward, momentum early in this game is big, just because the team hasn't played great the last few weeks. You need to have some good stuff happen early in the game. You remember that Jacksonville game last year when we raced out to that big lead. Ebron had multiple touchdowns. That's the kind of start we need to galvanize this team, let that sour taste in our mouth from the last 2 weeks out of there. And this is a big game. I mean, you can say every game is a big game and they're all must-wins. But to me, and if the Colts are going to have the type of season that they want down the stretch, you have to get this one Sunday against Jacksonville.
So Joe Wrights joins us via the Andy Moore Automotive Group hotline. As a former player, how do you think that players within that locker room feel of the approach organizationally on how they're handling Vinatieri's situation right now?
I honestly think it's not as big a deal as maybe some of us in the media portray, because you have your own job to worry about. And so if I'm approaching from an offensive line, boy, Jacksonville's got a good front seven. I'm worried about doing my job. If I do my job, I know, and I play winning football, I'm going to contribute to this team winning, and I'm going to let the other 52 guys handle their job, from the other linemen to the quarterback to the kicker to the defensive guys. So I can say that everybody there is probably like, hey, Vinny's our guy. We're sticking with him. Let's roll, baby. Vinny, you're going to go out and kick well. I'm going to go out and play well, and we're going to win the game. So I really don't think it's as big a deal as people are saying. Hey, whoever the kicker is the kicker. It's Adam Vinatieri. He's the greatest of all time. He's still our guy. I know he's missed some here and there, but we still trust Vinny in the clutch. And so, that would kind of be my attitude as a player. I got a lot to worry about on my plate. I haven't played my best the last couple of weeks. I need to do my job, and I trust that Vinny's going to do his, as he's done for 20-plus years.
And what are your thoughts on Adam Vinatieri, too? And I mentioned this at the beginning of the show because it was after the game on Sunday. It looks like that Adam doesn't have answers to this. You know what I mean? I know that he was somewhat emotional, and I know this whole thing has worn him out, and he's got this high level of pride, and I know this is taking a hit right now. But maybe what concerns me more than anything else is that he doesn't look like he has any answers to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I didn't catch that, after the game. But, I would say it's kind of the same thing I've said all year. I mean, he's struggled, and he's obviously going through some stuff that maybe he has in his career, but bottom line, he's still the greatest of all time, in my opinion. And I, cross-reference it to basketball, right? I don't care how many times Jordan has missed a shot. At the end of the game, you still want Jordan to take that shot, and you're still going to ride with him. And so I'm happy that the Colts are sticking with Adam. And, I think his leadership, his locker room presence, I think that's got to fit into it too, because he's a pillar guy. He's a leader, and he does a lot more for this team in terms of providing that leadership versus just kicking the ball. Just like your quarterback, right? Your quarterback, in my opinion, 40 to 50% of what he does is leadership-based and getting the team right and getting in the right plays. And, the other part is his physical skill. It's kind of that way with Adam, which is unique for a kicker, but he's earned that right with how long he's played and how well he's played.
30 seconds left. This is a must-win Sunday, correct?
Must-win. Yeah, no question. And, this Jacksonville team has developed a rivalry with the Colts. I think a lot of us Colts fans growing up, it was, every year you're going to show them beat the Jaguars twice. Well, the Jaguars, split in 2015 and 16 with us. They swept the Colts in 2017, and we split last year. We had the big win at home, but if people remember, the one loss we had the second part of the season was a 6-0 clunker when nothing went right down in Jacksonville. So this team has lost 2 in a row. They got to be angry. You're going against a division opponent who's sort of a rival, and Jacksonville's going to try to bully the Colts. That's the identity they want under Marrone and Coughlin. They're going to come in there and punch you in the mouth. Not in our building. We're going to reestablish our dominance. We're going to reestablish who we are in the South, and I think that's the mindset the Colts are going to have, and I fully expect them to go out and play their best game of the season, beat Jacksonville, get off the schneid, and get rolling for the last 7 games.
Colts pregame huddle begins at 11. Check that. 10 a.m. with Big Joe Stasiak.
Come see us, get fired up in Touchdown Town. We're going to need a lot of energy from the 12th man, so come get lubed up a little bit with those cheap Bud Lights there in Touchdown Town, right?
We'll do it, man. Thanks for hopping on here. I appreciate you.
Sounds good. I'll see you Sunday.
It's Joe Wrights on the Andy Moore Automotive Group hotline. He'll be with us on Sunday. I start up at 9, and then we'll go to the Colts pregame huddle at 10. Countdown to kickoff at noon. 1 o'clock is the kick. I got more Bullseye Event Center passes for the Colts VIP tailgate presented by Hayes & Sons Restoration today and tomorrow, and then on Friday as well. So be ready for that. All right, quick break. We'll come back. Robbie Hummel is going to be inducted into the Purdue Athletic Hall of Fame, which is awesome. But we're going to talk some college hoop and more with Robbie Hummel. Top of the hour, Kevin Bowen, 5 o'clock hour. Pacers, college hoop, Colts, any direction you want to go, 239-1070. I'll set you up on the table next.
JMV will be giving away Black Crows tickets all week from 3 to 6. Listen and call for a chance to see the Black Crows perform at the Ruoff Home Mortgage Center next summer. Details, 1075thefan.com.
Sports fans, Bet Indiana News has got you covered. Football, basketball, baseball, and more. Bet Indiana News is the sharpest source for the latest sports betting news from across the country and around the state. And always with an eye on the action, the favorites, the underdogs, the sharp money, and more. It's where you'll find all the sports betting info you want, all at one site. Visit BetIndianaNews.com today.
Hey, let's get some dome coverage for you with PAI, 888-724-5129, or WeGrowHairIndy.com. If you're watching on YouTube live right now, you can see just how incredibly spectacular my coverage is right now, right? I'm giving you a little bit of a wink, too. We're turning back the clock on this bad boy right here. So you're a little bit older, and you're losing your coverage. You're losing your hair. You're thinning. Your hairline's receding. And you think, well, there's nothing I can do about it. Yeah, there is something you can do about it. PRP, platelet-rich plasma. That's what works. 888-724-5129. Darren Andrews with that private consultation. WeGrowHairIndy.com today.
Here's a quick rundown of what's going on at Arby's every day from 2 to 5 p.m. and after 9 p.m. Each of our sliders are $1. The warm cookies are $1. The soda is $1. The shakes $1. The parking free. The drive-thru paved. The curly fries $1. The ketchup, all you can eat. Arby's, we have the meats.
Dollar price valid for small fries and drinks, snack shakes, and classic sliders. Available at participating locations for a limited time.
Whether you're serious about golf or serious about fun, you seriously need to get over to X-Golf, located at Clay Terrace in Carmel. X-Golf has engineered the most advanced golf simulators in the world and put them in a fun venue with great food and a full bar. You can play around at one of 50 courses, take a lesson from a pro, join a league, or just hit the driving range. Now make sure to stop in on November 23rd from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. for the grand opening, where you could win a custom-fit Callaway driver. Make your tee time today at xgolfcarmel.com.
Connecticut water's the best. Hey, let's get you hooked up with the best water. Joe, John, and Dennis have a great idea for you. Guys, ready? You don't even need to write this down. You can file this away right there, and your smart's real good. You ready? Here it is. Premier Series water softener. You buy that. You get the best water. And then Joe, John, and Dennis, my friends in Connecticut, are going to give you a K5 drinking water station in your home absolutely free. That is such a game changer. I mean, across the board. I was thinking about that the other day. I used to live with hard water. You know, seriously. Well water is what we're talking about. I mean, I live out in the sticks, everybody. Well water. Like Walnut Grove, Little House on the Prairie water was better than mine. But then Joe stepped in there and set the bad boy up, and Connecticut now gives me the best water, the K5 drinking water station. And you can have it too. Buy one and then get the K5 drinking water station free. 2 locations, Northeast Side, Castleton, South Side, US 31 and Southport Road, and online, ConnecticutIndy.com right now.
Sarah's complex is right here, Riverstone Apartments. Do you have the gate code? No. Do you have the gate code? No, just follow that guy's car in. We can beat the gates. Good call. Whoa, these things are really fast.
No matter how it happened, Caliber Collision makes it like it never did. Church Brothers Collision Repair is now Caliber Collision across the greater Indianapolis area. New name, great people, same high standards. Restoring the rhythm of your life. Caliber Collision.
How do we get your car out of here? I don't know. Do you have the gate code?
What would you do with the money if you didn't have to pay your house payment for 2 months, especially around the holidays?
That's right. No house payment for 2 months. This is James Hawkins at Golden Oak Lending. Don't let money problems spoil your holidays. you can use the increased value of your home to pay off bills or get cash out.
Why pay 18% credit card interest when Golden Oak's mortgage rates are in the 2s?
If it sounds complicated, it's not. Just call us. We're here in town, we do all the work, the call is free, and we'll tell you in about 10 minutes if you qualify. You have nothing to lose, and we want to talk to you.
Refinance to a low rate, get cash out, and put 2 months of house payments in your pocket. Visit GoldenOakLending.com or call 317-706-GOLD. 706-GOLD.
Golden Oak Lending cured my blues.
NMLS 114937, regulated by the Indiana Department of Financial Institutions.
It's the Bullseye Event Center. Colts VIP tailgate presented by Hayes & Sons Restoration. Going down Sunday, and it will be spectacular. Doors open at 10 a.m. Get your passes right now. All you can eat, all you can drink. DJ Skids, DJ Indiana Jones. I'll be there too, and you will love it, and your game day experience is made. Plus, since you're listening right now and hanging through the break, and nobody out there listens during the commercial breaks like my listeners do, how about number 10 at 239-1070? I'm going to give a little payback for you guys hanging in there. How about 2 passes for you right now to the Bullseye Event Center, the Colts VIP tailgate coming up on Sunday with bullseyeeventgroup.com. Number 10, 239-1070 is a winner. For the rest of you, if you don't win, make sure you're a part of it too. Passes right now online, bullseyeeventgroup.com.
You see the game last night?
No, I'm working overtime to buy Sarah an engagement ring.
Oh, that's awesome. I bought my engagement ring at Windsor Jewelry last week. I did all my shopping there. A watch for Dad, necklace for Mom, earrings for Kelly. Their awesome staff even gift wrapped everything. Plus, if it snows on Christmas Day, all the gifts are free.
Well, sounds like I need to get to Windsor Jewelry right now.
It's the Let It Snow event at Windsor Jewelry. Buy gifts now through December 18th, and if it snows on Christmas Day, your gifts are free. Complete rules, gift ideas, and special holiday hours at windsorjewelry.com.
Soccer Saturday featuring Indy 11. If this is your football, this is your show. Saturday at 9 on The Fan. The Ride with JMV.
Bullish Brents hanging and banging with you until the 8 o'clock hour. Coming up, we have artists such as Living Color and the Fine Young Cannibals right now. Here's Roxette, The Look, 89.9 WROL.
93.5 and 107.5 The Fan.
Joe Wright's podcast at 1075thefan.com. I appreciate you. Robbie Hummel, top of the hour. Kevin Bowen, 5 o'clock hour tomorrow. Larceny Bourbon Locks, Luna Azul Tequila shots from the winner's circle tomorrow. If you're ready. Hey, JMV, a lot of guys knelt and kept their jobs because they were still good players, period. End of story. The guys that got cut lost their jobs, not because of kneeling, because they suck. Hey, listen, if he's good enough to play, he's good enough to play. It just seems kind of odd that you do that on a Saturday in mid-November. It's pretty late in the season for it, but whatever. Whatever floats everybody's boats, or everybody can start arguing again about all this. Can argue. Hey, JMV, the defense has played fine. My question is, what's going on with the conditioning staff that the Colts have so many injuries? You know, it's funny. Was it 3 weeks ago when we were lauding the fact that it was the healthiest that I'd ever seen this team? Maybe a month ago. What game was it they were going in, and it was like almost a clean bill of health?
It was coming out of their bye game.
Yeah.
They had pretty much nobody on the injury report.
Yeah. And then since that, it's kind of fallen apart, hasn't it? Nate continues. Seems like year after year, Colts are leading the league in injured reserve dudes. Yeah, maybe not injured reserve dudes, but injured dudes again. Most, I think, feel the same way. All right. Hey, who won, by the way, just now? Who was that? I love when you guys hang out through the break, because a lot of people that's big. In music stations, you guys bail during the break. Other stations, you guys bail during the break. You guys hang through this break, and I reward you for hanging through the break. Who won just now?
Andrew Prince. He won a pair of passes.
Andrew Prince, shout-outs going to the Bullseye Event Center. You never know when I'm going to give something away. That means you got to listen, and I mean nonstop, 3 until 6. Robbie Hummel, top of the hour. You're going to love it. Other side next.
Do you need furnace or heat pump service and need to find a local well-trained expert you can trust like B&W Plumbing and Heating? Well, find that American Standard dealer at IndyHomeComfort.com.
Joe, it's just about that time, and I don't mean dinner time. I mean the winter weather is upon us, and that means tough driving conditions are dead ahead.
Yeah, and with gift-giving season coming up, too, the perfect gift is a AAA membership. Remember, we told people about this last year, and congratulations to all you folks who took advantage of it, because AAA just grew to over 60 million members nationwide. That's quite an endorsement. Up over 1 million people last year signed up.
Think about this, though. For just about $6 a month, it's the same as buying them a latte.
Half a dozen donuts, baby.
I knew that's what it was going to come down to.
And the thing with AAA, too, you get the fast, courteous service. They can charge your battery. They can change your tire. They can even get you on your way if you run out of gas or lock your keys in the car.
To learn more, stop by an office, visit AAA.com, or call us at 844-GO-AAA-GO. That's 844-GO, AAA-GO. Don't forget to ask about travel planning, and AAA has great insurance rates for auto, home, and life insurance.
Because you don't have to be stuck on the side of the road to get assistance from AAA.
Hey, PAI, WeGrowHairIndy.com at 888-724-5129. You can take my word for it. You can look at YouTube Live right now, and you can check out my great-looking locks, or you can check out the billboard, too. All I know is that you can have your real growing hair again with PAI. 888-724-5129. Darren Andrews with that private consultation, or WeGrowHairIndy.com today.
Hey, it's Rob Belushi from the Bill Estes Ford family in Brownsburg.
Hey, Rob, what are you packing for?
Hey, Brian, with Thanksgiving coming up, I thought I'd take a vacation.
Does that mean I get to take over as spokesperson?
Good idea. Let's practice first.
Stop by the Bill Estes Ford Takeover Sale. Take over the payments on select pre-owned vehicles for as low as $88 a month.
Try with more energy, like this. Take over payments on pre-owned vehicles for as low as $88 a month.
Take over payments for $88 a month.
Good start. Now tell them about $39 down and do it all in one breath.
The Bill Estes Takeover Sale is going on now. Take over payments on pre-owned vehicles as low as $88 a month, with down payments as low as $39. We have extra inventory.
Now I gotta cancel my vacation, Brian. Save me a seat at your house this Thanksgiving. The Bill Estes Ford Takeover Sale is going on now. Takeover payments on pre-owned vehicles as low as $88 a month with down payments as low as $39. We have extra inventory on our lot, but it will move fast.
Wow, that's why my wife says not to compare myself to you.
She's a smart lady, Brian.
ATI Physical Therapy. We'll be doing our segment tomorrow with the guys from ATI over at the Winner's Circle. Here's something I understand, and it's taken a while because I am hard-headed. I'm prideful. My problem is I don't always listen. I don't always follow rules, especially when it comes to my health and especially when it comes to my bod and the pain that I'm feeling. Yeah, I think I have all the answers. Until I met Brad Howell, I knew Brad Howell. I'll take it back. Until Brad Howell became what Brad Howell is now as a physical therapist and top-notch and showing me exactly what I'm missing out on. And what I am missing out on is trying to go pain-free without having surgery and doing it through physical therapy. If you're talking about your shoulder, your elbow, your knee, whatever, you don't have to live with it, and you don't always have to have surgery to get it done. Check out ATI Physical Therapy today. Brad Howell, Evan McDowell, and all the different locations throughout the state of Indiana. Make sure you get that consultation today, and they can put you on the path of no pain. That's ATI Physical Therapy, ATIPT.com today.
Chad and Tyler Peterman for Peterman Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
Hey Chad, how about we give our customers a fall break on a new heating system?
Good idea. How about buying a qualifying Bryant Evolution system and take your choice of a $1,000 Peterman gift card or 72 months interest-free financing.
Use that $1,000 for a fall break vacation or take 72 months free financing to pay for your new Bryant system. That's a great offer.
Either way, customers get the peace of mind of heated comfort this winter with their new Bryant Evolution system.
You can take advantage of 72 months interest-free financing to fit your budget or take a $1,000 gift card vacation on Peterman.
The choice is yours when you text Peterman to 41411 and schedule your new system installation.
Call us at 317-859-4270 or text Peterman to 41411 today for your fall break special.
Call Peterman for heating, cooling, and plumbing. Peterman's the way to go.
This is Big Joe, and I want you to join me at the 4th Annual Movember Tailgate Party presented by Franciscan Health. We'll be at Books and Brews on Shelby Street Saturday, November 23rd from 11 to 2. Watch the pregames with us and eat free food. You'll also have a chance to win Colts, Pacers, IU, and Butler tickets from the Fan, and you'll receive free health screenings from Franciscan Health. And it gets even better. The first 100 men to participate in the health screenings will receive an empty growler and a gift card to fill it up. For event details, visit franciscanhealth.org/MovemberND.
Diamonds Direct has an extra 20% off this weekend. Plus, get special financing. That's this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday only, and only at Diamonds Direct.
This is Indy Sports Center. WFNI, WIBC, HD2, W298BB, W228CX, Indianapolis. Your Colts tickets are waiting. Be there November 17th for the Salute to Service game, honoring servicemen and women. Get your Colts versus Jaguars tickets today at Colts.com/tickets. The Ride with JMV.
And you're nothing but a chameleon, lemon-headed, coward, terrorist, and I'm after you, buddy. You're going to pay for it. Good night.
Thank you very much, sir. 93.5 and 107.5 The Fan.
Throws it into Maxey with 5 seconds. Maxey with 4. 3 seconds. Elevates on a 3. It's an air ball. Wow. And the Aces have gone the road to Rupp Arena in Lexington, Kentucky and stunned the number 1 Wildcats 67-64. They shocked college basketball on this Tuesday night. What a win for Coach McCarty and his return to Kentucky. Yes!
Now, that was Evansville's? That was Evansville's call right there? How's that guy not losing his mind? I mean, wasn't that a little subdued? As I thought the dude. Wait a minute. I mean, he just did something, called something that for that particular program likely is a once-in-a-lifetime experience. Anybody else? I'm not making fun of it, but it just seemed like that it was a little dialed down right. Didn't you expect somebody going just badass crazy? Am I missing the badass crazy? Maybe I'm wrong. I think that's the Purple Aces radio network right there. I figured somebody would be screaming and yelling and spilling crap and everything else. Get back to that in a second on the Andy Moore Automotive Group hotline for the Big Ten Network from ESPN. Former Boilermaker, 3-on-3 champion, and he is set to go into the Purdue Athletic Hall of Fame. He's our friend Robbie Hummel with us right now. How are you doing, Big R?
I'm good. How are you guys doing?
Fantastic. Hey, congratulations about the honor you're getting from your alma mater going into the Athletic Hall of Fame at Purdue. That's pretty awesome.
No, thank you. I guess it officially means I'm old. If you're able to be qualified for Hall of Fame, it doesn't mean you're a few years removed from playing anymore, I suppose.
Yeah, there are more benchmarks of age that will be recognized for you to come.
My dad just got put on Medicare, so I guess that's the real one right there.
Well, I'm about ready to have somebody go invade the territory, if you know what I mean, for a colonoscopy. So that's the major benchmark right there. Yeah. Hey, wait, what did you think last night about Evansville, that effort at Rupp Arena and doing what they did, and basically what amounts to a once-in-a-lifetime experience for that program, more than likely?
Absolutely. I think you look at just all the storylines there. You have a Kentucky team that, get a huge win on opening night of the Champions Classic against Michigan State, and now you've got Evansville going into one of the hallowed halls in college basketball, and Walter McCarty, who played at Kentucky, is bringing them in, and they just brought the fight right to Kentucky. You don't see many teams do that to John Calipari-led teams, where they just played harder, played smarter. I saw Coach Cal's press conference on SportsCenter after the game last night, and it's like he even said it would have been a shame had we won, because Evansville just played harder and played better. They deserved it. It was really impressive to see.
Yeah, I mean, it was, too. And I saw the same thing last night, and saying what you said about that. It's going to be tough now. We talk about the greatness and being in this moment, but now's where it really gets tough for Evansville moving forward. So, you know what I mean?
Yeah, how do you top that, right?
Yeah, right.
I guess it would be win some games in the NCAA tournament, and that's kind of what your players have to look towards. It's great that we beat Kentucky, but let's be league champs. Let's win our conference tournament. Let's go to the NCAA tournament and be one of those teams that makes some noise. And and becomes like a Valpo or a Butler before they moved into the Big East or one of those mid-majors that really makes some noise.
In the month of November, how long does it take a college basketball player to really begin to figure things out and feel comfortable with what they're doing?
As a freshman, or do you mean
just any level? I know that it's going to vary from year to year.
Yeah,
but
I think it does. I think, when you're playing college basketball, at least in your freshman year, you're seeing things that you've never seen before. I stopped by my high school's practice yesterday because I was in town in Valpo at my parents' house. I had to go through some pictures for this Olympic deal, which is coming up, and I need to find these, go through boxes and boxes of pictures. But I stopped at my high school, and it was just amazing to me to see just how, and I don't mean to say this in a negative way, but you take things for granted, I suppose. You see things that are done at the Division I level that are so normal. And you go to a high school practice, and it's like, man, they're really teaching the fundamentals. I think you can kind of get jaded into forgetting, just how advanced some of these guys are at the collegiate level. It's hard. I remember my freshman year, it was like my head was spinning, and you're looking at some of these guys. I remember guarding DJ White as a freshman, and this was at least late in the season. This was in February. He was throwing me around the paint like I was a rag doll. I mean, I was 6'8", 190 pounds, and this was the Big Ten Player of the Year. But we were in super foul trouble, and I had to guard him, and it was a total joke. I had no chance. But you're just dealing with stuff physically and mentally that you haven't seen before.
So Robbie Hummel, he's on the Andy Moore Automotive Group hotline, ESPN, and the Big Ten Network. He mentioned the Evansville win over number 1 Kentucky last night in Rupp. My Sycamores of Indiana State, probably they got to go to Yum tonight and take on Louisville, and now Louisville got that wake-up call by virtue of what happened in Lexington last night. So
yeah, I'm sure everybody's on high alert, right? No one's going to be surprised after seeing what happened last night.
Yeah, there's no question about that. What do you think about your Boilermakers to this point? And I know that everybody was disappointed in that Texas game on Saturday, but you get Marquette, and obviously there's a lot of new freshness, not so much with the faces, but positions, amount of time, what they're going to be counted on doing. What do you think about the way you expect this Boilermaker team to move along as the season gets longer?
Well, they certainly have a challenge tonight, and it starts with Marcus Howard, one of the most explosive guards in all of college basketball. And I think the concern would be if you went back and watched the Texas game, Texas's guards lived in the paint. There was blow-bys on drives, or it was on pick and roll. I've seen a lot of Texas the last 2 years. I was so impressed with Matt Coleman, the way he played and the poise he played with. He really gave Purdue some issues. So you can't let Marcus Howard do that. And he's going to make some tough shots, and I think when he does, you got to shake his hand and be like, all right, hey, we're going to play offense now. You live with it, but you can't let him get to the foul line. You cannot let him live in the pain. And Marquette lost the Hauser brothers, which certainly is a loss, but they still put a lot of guys around him that have the reputation of shooters. And if you're going to let them get open shots and you're going to let Marcus Howard get in a rhythm with some easy baskets, it can be a long night for you. This is really going to be a test. I think this is a big night for the whole Big Ten. It's been kind of a disappointing start to the season. And you've got Villanova going into Columbus to play an Ohio State team that's very talented but very young. And you have Purdue who, like you said, they're trying to learn their role. They're trying to figure out what they do on this team. Last year you had Carson Edwards, you had Ryan Klein. Those guys, you knew at the end of the game that those dudes could get you buckets and win you games. And now I think we're seeing a lot of these teams in the Big Ten that have seen some of these seniors or juniors move on, whether that's by graduation or going to the pros. You're seeing some guys trying to figure out at the end of games who do we go to, who's going to take our big shots when we need them, and it's an interesting kind of time period for these guys because, like you said, there's some uncertainty there, I think.
It's Robbie Hummel with us, and what's really interesting to me with this Purdue group and then the comparison you made to last year is they didn't find themselves until January. I mean, I remember down here and Matt Painter, in front of the media down here, basically calling his group out and not having at that moment. He probably had answers more than he was giving out, but it was kind of a call to the attention of this team. It's time to pick up here, and then they took off from there.
Yeah, and I think back to the Michigan State game where they went up to East Lansing and just got blitzed by a very good Michigan State team. But it takes some time, and I think you're going to see it take some time this year too. You have a lot of guys that are, redshirt freshmen, sophomores, trying to figure out their roles on this team, and it's going to be interesting. I think this will be a challenge for Coach Painter, but it's certainly one that he's capable of. He's proven himself to be one of the best coaches in the conference.
How would you schedule if you were a coach? Would you schedule more games like what you're going to see tonight with Purdue or what you saw over the weekend against Texas with the bigger names, the better teams? Or would you do it how IU is doing it, kind of working your way through and getting these wins and just letting guys get acclimated to one another? How would you do it?
Well, keep in mind I have coached 0 games in my life.
Sure.
So it's like keep that has to be, I guess, taken in for granted. But I would coach or schedule the way that Purdue does, and the Purdue has this year. I think that you are so much better off in terms of the net rankings, in terms of going to the NCAA tournament by scheduling good people. Losing to really good teams is almost going to be better than beating a team that has a 340 net. Like it's not going to do you any good. I think just when you look at the risk reward of it, you're better off playing good people. And I think every situation is different. So if you're a team that's loaded with young guys and you want to play a couple schools that maybe aren't as good, I can see why you do that to build some confidence. But if you're trying to go to the NCAA tournament every year, you are much better off playing big-time teams and big schools and trying to get some good wins.
Do you think that this Big Ten season, do you think it's going to be what we thought before the start of this year it was going to be? Because I would agree with you. It's been somewhat underwhelming to this point, although really early.
Yeah, you look at who the conference lost, and, you're looking at guys like Carson Edwards and Ethan Happ and Jordan Murphy, and Nebraska loses like their entire team. They lose 14 guys. There was a lot of turnover. I think Maryland is a team that has a lot of guys coming back. But even think about Michigan State. You lose 3 guys in Nick Ward and Matt McQuaid and I'm blanking on the third guy, the big guy that can make threes. I should know this, but anyways, you lose 3 guys that play at an all-conference level, and they're predicted to be the number 1 team in the conference. So I just think in terms of the league, it might be a little down talent-wise, and there's some teams that are trying to find their way right now. It's been a little bit of a disappointing start, but you always know when you get into conference play, it's one of the best coached and most well-scouted leagues in the country. So regardless of what happened in the non-conference, I still think we'll have an incredibly competitive league slate. But like I said, I think tonight's a big night for the conference from a national perspective to say we do have some teams that are capable of competing against some of the best in the country.
Of the Big Ten Network and ESPN, Robbie Hummel, former Boilermakers on the Andy Moore Automotive Group hotline. So what do you think about that team that's kind of growing together right now down in Bloomington? What's your expectation this year?
I hope they can stay healthy. How nice was it to see Jerome Hunter come out and make shots last night in the first half and just be a guy that can spread the floor for Archie Miller's club. It was just, I think they've had some injury issues in the not the non-conference, but in the preseason. And luckily we saw Robert Finney play. I think he was out with like an abductor injury or an abdominal injury, I believe it was. And last year it was like they just couldn't stay healthy, right? So hopefully the health bug is on their side this year. And Archie Miller can coach. We know that. We've seen it at Dayton. We've seen it throughout the years. But last year it was kind of unfair, I thought, to their whole team because they couldn't even practice.
Yeah, and listen, last year, everything seemingly revolved around one dude at the time, and it seems like a more equally divvied out scoring, defensive, you know what I mean? And there's going to be a relative area of growth. Like, I'll be honest with you, I'm going to be really interested to see once they play a team that is not a North Alabama or, not somebody that they should beat, how they're going to respond. And I really like Al Durham. I mean, if there's one guy on that team that I think is going to take it to the next level, it's him.
I agree with you, and I also think it's encouraging to see Justin Smith, at least in their first game, go for a 20-plus point game. He is capable, and you look at his skill set and you look at what he can bring to the table, you just want him to play to his strengths. You see so many guys, they fall in love with shooting perimeter jump shots, and that's not always a good thing. I just think he is a very capable Big Ten player. So we'll see. I agree with you. when the lights are on and they're playing somebody that's not a directional school, how are they going to handle that?
So Robbie Hummel spent time in the NBA as well. I was bringing this up a little bit earlier because it kind of started to take shape. You were still in the NBA at Minnesota when we started to hear the term load management. What do you think we're going with load management, Robbie?
Yeah, I feel like I see both sides of the coin. I do remember, and they don't play as many back-to-backs now, but I remember thinking when I was in the NBA that guys like Kevin Love, when he was with us in Minnesota, I was just amazed at how on nights where we played back-to-backs, he was still a monster. Because I didn't even play that much, right? Like I'd have a couple stretches in my 2 years where I played like solid minutes. And after some of these games, I felt like I'd been run over by a car. Like I felt horrible. And you're looking at Kevin, and he's a double-double machine. Like he's having nights where he's getting 30 points and 15 rebounds and then following up the next night, and he's doing it again. And it's like those guys are so impressive physically, skill-wise. It's just it's a league that can really beat you down. It's a lot of games. You're not really able to practice a whole lot because you're playing so much. So I was always so impressed with him and the way that he played every night and would raise his level to go up against guys that he was in competition for like that first or second or third team All-NBA spot. Now, with that being said, you're not winning championships in November, right? So is Kawhi Leonard tired right now? No, but they're trying to keep him fresh for when they really need him, hopefully for them in June for the Clippers organization. So I see that. But then I also think back to when I was a kid, and I'm like, Michael Jordan to me is the gold standard. I grew up in Valpo. I'm in North Indiana. I loved the 90s Bulls, right? So it's like, to me, it just felt like Michael Jordan would say every night, it's on me to go out and put on a show. I owe it to the fans that paid money to come and watch because maybe they'll never be able to come back and see me play. And he did that. I will never forget being in the United Center as a kid and seeing all the flash bulbs going off and Michael Jordan was at the free throw line. And he did that night in and night out. So I think especially as ticket prices skyrocket and you're looking at, hey, I'm going to a game, the Kawhi Leonard, I think it was Milwaukee game is the one that would stand out. It's like how many kids were super excited to go see that game. And, man, it's a rematch of the Eastern Conference Finals. And, well, Kawhi Leonard's not playing. That's a major, major downer. And it's a huge issue that the NBA has. But I think I see both sides of it. I think it's a really tough call because you got to put out a good product, but these teams are trying to win, and it's not like running guys into the ground is a good way to do that.
So, Robbie Hummel with us, you were a part of the FIBA 3-on-3 championship team over the summer. Now, help me out here. Are you going to go to the Olympics as a part of this?
I think I have a great chance. The United States plus to qualify, which is hilarious because we won the world championship. But with the way that the qualification system works, good old FIBA, I think they're taking some cues from FIFA as well. It's like the U.S. apparently hasn't qualified. It's done by federation points.
Okay.
And, China, even though they have one team in the top 30, apparently they have like 1 million people playing. So their points are super high. And same with Russia and Serbia is actually very good. They have multiple teams in the top 10, and they have a lot of people playing as well. So you need to have good teams, but you also need to have depth. And the United States, because so many of these events are played in Europe and Asia, it's just not easy to put points on the board. So it's been a struggle, but we ended up finishing fifth. We were passed by the basketball power that is Mongolia. Third was the one that the first top three teams get in automatically, and we'll have to go to the Olympic qualifying tournament and get in. But I feel like I have a very good chance, and it was a fun summer. I actually we played in Tokyo last week. I got back Monday, landed at 7:30 here at O'Hare, and flew to Sioux Falls that night and did the Wisconsin St. Mary's game. So that was a fun 2 days of travel.
Man, so yeah, essentially you go from Tokyo to Sioux Falls. That's the first time that's probably ever happened. The
first itinerary for that route in the history of the world. But 3-on-3, it's been fun. It's a game that it's fast paced. It's been perfect for me because it goes from April to November, and I still felt like I had some playing left in the tank. And I'm fortunate this team the group of guys I play with on the professional circuit have allowed me to play with them. I'm like the Rasheed Wallace of the league. I've gotten like more texts than I can even believe.
Why are you getting teed up?
Because the refs are horrible. Like literally, I saw J.D. Collins at the ESPN seminar, and I was telling him like you couldn't. And J.D. represented the Big Ten, and now he's the head of officials for the NCAA. And he was there to tell us about the new rules, and I was like, you could not believe how bad the officiating is in FIBA 3-on-3. And he was like, oh, I can believe it. I've seen some of the games. So
hey, give me an example. Give me the best example so far of this bad officiating.
All right, I drive to the basket. I get the Jordan rules, Dennis Rodman clothesline to my neck as I'm shooting. No call. I get up. I scream at the ref. Immediate attack. Like that would be like a good example of what occurs in some of the games. It's just it's mind blowing. It's inconsistent. It's poor. It's just not good. Now I will say at the World Cup, I thought they did a much better job of cleaning the game up and. Because sometimes you're like, what sport are we playing? Are we playing rugby? Are we playing basketball? Are we playing tackle football? It can kind of vary there, but it's a work in progress. Actually, our 3-on-3 team, we put together this like fine system because we were all getting so many texts. So it's like I ended up owing a decent amount of money on the season, I think, back to our we're going to go to dinner or do something.
Do you think you get officiated that way because you're American?
That's part of it. I think part of it is they just are not good. I think part of it is they've been instructed to call fouls in a certain way. It's a different game. And the thing is with our team, I think we are more of a finesse skill-based basketball team, and it's allowed some of these other countries to have success because they can just be like, well, we're just going to beat the hell out of whoever we're playing against, and that's just the way we're going to play. So the referees make a big difference.
It's Robbie Hummel, ESPN Big Ten Network. He's on the Andy Moore Automotive Group hotline. So where are you next?
I'm actually in Chicago all weekend. I've got studio. I didn't have any games this week. I had 3 last week. I got to witness the James Wiseman game at Memphis. I did that one against UIC, which was hilarious. The most bizarre scene I've ever witnessed in my years of being around college athletics. But yeah, I'm in the studio all weekend, and then I'm going out to LA for this Olympic photo deal for NBC, which will be pretty cool. And then my Thanksgiving tournament's in Orlando this year. So
hey, who are your teammates?
Get some warm weather.
Who are your 3-on-3 teammates?
Remember Craig Moore that played in Northwestern? He could really shoot. He was there with Carmody.
Okay.
He got me into this whole deal. We became friends from just playing against each other. And then it's a bunch of Princeton guys. Kareem Maddox was the Ivy League Defensive Player of the Year. He's really good. He's really talented. Dan Mavrides played at Princeton as well. And then Zaire Carrington played at Lehigh with C.J. McCollum. And Damon Huffman is our 6th guy. He played at Brown. And his brother was Trevor Huffman, who played on that Kent State Elite 8 team with Antonio Gates.
Okay.
But everybody played, at least professionally, 5-on-5 for a little bit, and then just kind of moved on. So none of us actually play like full-time 5-on-5. Now, I will say our World Cup team, we had Canyon Barry, Rick Barry's son, who plays in the G League. He plays for the Iowa Wolves now, I believe it is. So he's still playing, but the rest of us have jobs, and then we just poop on the weekends. So the Weekend Warriors team.
Well, I'm telling you what, the officiating kind of sounds like a Gus Macker championship game or something
Think of Gus Macker, but make it like 100 times worse, and that's what you would have.
Wait a minute.
Like I have like out-of-body experiences with the refs where I'll like have come to Jesus meetings myself because it's like, all right, I just went berserk on this poor little like 21-year-old Italian dude who probably was like, hey, you want to come ref 3-on-3? And he was like, yeah, sure, I'll make some extra money. And then I'm there like screaming at this dude for not calling fouls. So
yeah, he has no idea what you're talking
really
about,
healthy.
though, right? I mean, he probably doesn't understand what you're saying anday.
Well, no, I mean, like everybody knows the English cuss words, and like they for the most part, people speak English. My girlfriend went on a trip, and we played in Italy last summer, and she went, and she was like, are you okay? like, I've never seen you act like this. I was like, honestly, I was always really well behaved in the NBA, college, high school. I didn't get any texts. now it's like, dude, I'm Rasheed Wallace. It's crazy.
So the first time you got a technical foul was in this 3-on-3 ever?
No, I got one in 8th grade. I got a steal, and this guy tied me up at Boone Grove Middle School, and I was mad at myself, slammed the ball, got a tech. That was weak. AU game, I got a tech. Me, Etwan Moore, and Scott Martin got tri-technical fouls at this game down in Orlando against some random. We actually stalled for the entire first quarter of this game. It was it was awesome. The parents were throwing candy on the floor. We had 4 top 100 players. We were stalling because they ran the Princeton offense and zone. So I got a tech in that game, and I got a tech in Russia. I almost got in a fight with this Russian guy who kept cheap shotting me. So I have 3 techs in my life, but then in FIBA 3-on-3, I had 10 this season. So
listen, I knew you're a really good. I didn't know you were such a badass. That's awesome.
I know. I didn't either. It comes out on me in these foreign trips. It must be the jet lag. I must not be thinking totally correctly.
That's awesome. Hey, we'll keep in touch, and best of luck. It's great to have you back on the show here in Indy. We'll do it again, and congratulations on the Boilermaker honor, too. That's awesome.
No, yeah, thank you very much. I appreciate you guys having me on. Good
Anytime. Thank you. It's Robbie Hummel on the Eddie Moore Automotive Group Hotline. I wouldn't have guessed it. I would not have guessed it. He is a great guest. Quick break. Kevin Bowen, a little over 30 minutes. I got stuff to win. I'll explain. Your phone calls other side next.
Diamonds Direct has an extra 20% off this weekend. Plus, get special financing. That's this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday only, and only at Diamonds Direct.
The Kentucky Wildcats jumped to the top of the 2020 NCAA tournament odds board after defeating Michigan State last week, but they may not last there long after losing to unranked Evansville last night. With this Bet Indiana News update, I'm Kevin Bowen. In one of the biggest upsets in college basketball history, the 25-point underdog Purple Aces, coached by former Kentucky star Walter McCarty, beat John Calipari's squad 67-64 for the program's first ever victory over number 1 ranked team. Most sports books didn't even offer a money line on the game, but Evansville was 40-1 to win it outright at the bet shops bold enough to do so. Tonight in college basketball, Purdue is a 2-point underdog as it visits Marquette. The Boilermakers are 1-1 after Saturday's loss as 8-point favorites to Texas. And in a matchup of ranked foes, number 16 Ohio State is a 2.5-point favorite at home over number 10 Villanova. This sports betting update has been brought to you by Bet Indiana News. Visit betindiananews.com for more sports betting coverage and insights.
Hey, John here for Larceny Bourbon Locks, Luna Azul Tequila Shots. Tomorrow, Winter Circle downtown. You guys want some free liquids? They'll be flowing. That's tomorrow with Brent Holverson and our Larceny Bourbon Locks and Luna Azul Tequila Shots. Live from the Winter Circle downtown tomorrow on 93.5 and 107.5 FM The Fan.
Chronic headaches, constant sinus infections, pain, and pressure. The fatigue was overwhelming.
That's Karen. She's suffered for years with chronic sinus infections. She'd go to urgent care, see her doctor.
And we would do the same thing. Steroids, antibiotics, nasal sprays.
Now, her issues are gone. How? A minimally invasive procedure done in the office of Indianapolis Sinus Center called balloon sinuplasty.
Now my sinus cavities are open. You can breathe on a constant basis and not get sinus infections. I don't get headaches anymore. I don't take naps anymore. I'm like, oh, this is miraculous.
Do you suffer with chronic sinus infections, facial pain, pressure? Is it difficult to breathe through your nose? Find out if balloon sinuplasty is the solution for you. Set an appointment today with the Indianapolis Sinus Center. Call 317-528-9650. 317-528-9650. That's 317-528-9650.
If you're looking for a dependable pre-owned commercial work truck, one name says it all. Indy Trucks at 96th and Keystone or IndyTrucks.com. Box trucks, cargo vans, flatbeds. If it's a work truck you need, you'll find it at Indy Trucks. Plus, they're inspected, certified, and come with a 3,000-mile, 3-year repair warranty. Easy to get to and easy to work with at Indy Trucks at 96th and Keystone or IndyTrucks.com. Indy Trucks, we'll be looking for you.
Love Heating and Air Conditioning. John and Chris, thanks for being a part of the show. I've used them for a long time now, and you should too, because clearly Love Heating and Air Conditioning been around since 1920. So of the folks around here, that's who you trust right there. I love them, and I bring them out to my house all the time. I needed them this summer. They were there. I'll probably need them in the winter. They're going to be there. They will be there for you as well. And since they're all new to the show, and I appreciate that, let's give you a JMV special. All right, look outside right now. What do we touch? Maybe 30, 25 to 30 today. We've been in the deep freeze for the past couple of days. How's your furnace doing? Have you even checked it? Have you cleaned it? Have you changed the filter? Here's what we're going to do right now for you. $64.95, a clean and a check of your furnace. Love Heating and Air Conditioning right now. That's the JMV special. $64.95. Ask for it now online. love-hvac.com.
Behold, my beautiful baby Robo Boy. Can you say Faja?
Mama, Robo love Mama.
Not my car. Stop!
Robo hug Mama.
No matter how it happened, Caliber Collision makes it like it never did. Church Brothers Collision Repair is now Caliber Collision across the greater Indianapolis area. New name, great people, same high standards. Restoring the rhythm of your life. Caliber Collision.
You are grounded.
You aren't my real dad.
Hubler has it. Savings. Hubler has it. Choices. Hubler has it. Hubler has it all.
Hey, it's Brooke Hubler here with Dan Dockich. Can you believe it's November already?
Hey, Brooke, I can't wait for Black Friday. The deals are going to be huge.
Well, you don't have to wait.
Why's that?
Because it's Black Friday all month long at Hubler Chevy.
Save on over 2,500 Hubler cars, trucks, and SUVs in stock, including 200 under 10 grand.
Right now, lease a huge selection of new Chevys for only $99 a month. That's right, get new Silverados, Equinoxes, Blazers, and more. Only $99 a month. All with our massive 10-year, 200,000-mile warranty.
Hubler is Indiana's Chevy giant because they're home to the largest selection of Chevys in all of Indiana.
Hubler has it all at 5 Hubler Chevy locations. Let my family help yours find new roads. Call us at 888-221-5101 or click drivehublerchevy.com.
Hubler has it. Hubler has it all.
39-month lease up to $3,700 due at inception on select models plus tax, title, and fees. See dealer for full details.
There's a lot of short-term health insurance out there that never really pays for the important things. Prescription drugs, pre-existing conditions, even preventive and maternity care. That's why so many people are choosing a CareSource Marketplace health plan. Now you can get real coverage with affordable copays, even for urgent care. You can even qualify to save hundreds off premiums and out-of-pocket costs. This is real health insurance you can really afford.
Marketplace plans from CareSource. Enroll by December 15th at caresource.com/marketplace.
Listen every week during Colts season for the Beef Up Front Report with Big Joe Stasiak. Brought to you by Anthony's Chop House in Carmel, at Maine and the Monon.
Diamonds Direct has an extra 20% off this weekend. Plus, get special financing. That's this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday only, and only at Diamonds Direct.
The Ride with JMV.
I got nowhere else to go.
93.5 and 107.5 The Fan.
Oh, the late, great Luther Vandross right there. I like it. Robbie Hummel is really good. Podcast 1075thefan.com. I always enjoy it. JMV, can you have Robbie Hummel on daily? That was great. Nah, he was really good. It did sound a lot like Gus Macker. I'm going to get back to, I'm not going to rip the dude for his call. I mean, he was professional, but the call, the Evansville game, it just didn't sound like, he didn't sound too excited. It was weird. Professionally done, and I'm sure a hell of a lot better than I could do. Can you play that again? You got that up? Give me a heads up when you have that again. It just kind of felt, I thought it was Kentucky's for a moment. Man, Evansville, that was a once-in-a-lifetimer. And then tried to turn around and then, try to continue after that. That's hard. That'd be hard to coach guys up after that, I would think. Hey, JMV, only river rednecks like UK down in Evansville. Is that true? Only river rat rednecks like Kentucky. in Evansville. Thank you. That's from Adam Killian. Only River Rat Rednecks. This is the sound, the in-game call from Evansville Radio. Go ahead and roll it.
Throws it into Maxey with 5 seconds. Maxey with 4. 3 seconds. Elevates on a 3. It's an air ball.
Wow.
And the Aces have gone the road to Rupp Arena in Lexington, Kentucky and stunned the number 1 Wildcats 67-64. They shocked college basketball on this Tuesday night. What a win for Coach McCarty and his return to Kentucky. Yes!
That was awesome. That yes, like somebody got into it. Yes, at the end. But it was very subdued compared to what I would be going crazy. If that were Indiana State and I was doing the play-by-play, you'd have to peel me off the ceiling. Awesome, though. Congratulations, Evansville folks, too. I thought that was spectacular. JMV at 1070thefan.com is the email address. JMV thoroughly enjoyed Robbie Hummel. I'm glad that it's time you start bringing him on. I can't imagine him getting that many technicals. I don't know it. Well, look, there's Jimmy. Jimmy, you in again today? Jeremiah writes this, your kid's all hopped up on sugar. Not this sugar. Yeah, it's not the Tony Montana. But they certainly have been hopped up on sugar before. Covey wants to know if I'm taking Indiana State plus 21 tonight. Oh, I'll mess everything up if I say yeah. And then if I don't say yeah, everybody will say you don't believe. Indiana State plus 21. What do you think, Kyle? My Sycamores plus 21 on the road at Louisville. What do you think?
Ooh,
Indiana State plus 21.
You know you're not going to be able to catch them off guard.
I can't imagine there's going to be any off-guardedness going on. I think Indiana State lost by 5. Closer than that, it was actually a one-possession game over the weekend at Dayton.
21. I'd throw some money on 21's a lot.
It's 21.
I think they can keep it within 21.
I'm going to do it just because I'm a Sycamore guy. I'll take the Sycamores plus 21. Who's with me on this? Thank you, Jimmy, for being with me. Kyle and Jimmy are both with me. Hey, JMV, doing my monthly shopping at Teacher's Treasures and found this gem. Why would I torture any of my students with this? Thanks for doing what you do for teachers. You know I love teachers. Yeah, I know that the whole teaching thing, there's what are they doing next week, and everybody's, a lot of the outspokenness you hear are from numbnuts that have no freaking idea. And let me tell you this, when it comes to teachers and educators, I know what goes on. So I just choose not to get involved in some of the stupidity. That's awesome, by the way. The JMV sucks, but this Larceny Bourbon golf outing doesn't. Oh, there's some stupidity that's said. I get on Facebook occasionally, read some of the comments, and just some of the dumbest people alive that would not have the Vegas clue, but whatever. I choose to not get involved with it. JMV, will a professional Indiana sports team win a championship before you die? Well, I may choose somebody else other than me because I don't know what my life expectancy might be right now. Before I die. How many years you give me here, Cole? What do you think? Think I got 10 years? I just played hoop last night until like 11 p.m. My knees were killing me, not complaining the entire time, but I played. What do you guys think? I got 10 years, 20 years? I will say this. This give me 10 years right now. If the Colts don't make it to a Super Bowl and play for a title under Chris Ballard in the next 10 years, and there's going to be massive disappointment around here. Sorry. With what is expected, that's what's expected. So I will say yes in 10 years. And not that I'm going to die in 10 years, but we'll give it 10 years here. You guys aren't going to wait 10 years for it. Hey, JMV, I'm a teacher from Indy, and I just had the worst interaction with my administration over the use of an acronym. Oh, man, administrators. It depends on which ones you get. There are some that are really good, and I mean really good, and there are some lousy numbnuts. And I could go into full detail on this one, right? One of these days I will, Because there's somebody that I'm going to tear somebody down one of these days, but it's not today. And I'm going to use this seat to do it, but not today. An acronym. There's some really good administrators, but man, there are some complete tool bags. Just like in anything else, right? But just more, I don't know, more pronounced there. Can I get to Buddy? Let me get to Buddy at 239-1070. Hello, Buddy. How are you?
Hey, Dave. Great show. Love your show.
Thank you. Go ahead.
Want to touch on Miles Turner a little bit.
You got it.
And why hasn't Indiana legalized marijuana yet?
I don't know. It's ridiculous. And when they do, I'm going to grow fields of it, my brother. Fields of it. I've got, well, me and my wife, we've got 190 acres that are ready to roll.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, literally and figuratively, ready to roll. Yes.
Roll it up. Roll it up, brother.
Yes, go ahead. Yes.
Oh, anyways, Miles Turner, do you think he's better off in the starting lineup or coming off the bench?
Well, I mean, here's where this is going. Here's where I think this is going. These guys are going to start. That doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to play together all the time, but I think these guys are going to start when he comes back. I think he is a good player to have on this team and helps this team out. I think he is a necessity on this team, but I don't know what they're going to think come the trade deadline, and there's no way that you're sitting Sabonis at all.
Right.
So right. I don't listen. Are they playing better? I don't think they're necessarily playing better without him. I think they're getting more acclimated to one another. But to me, at some point, they're going to need what he does offer. So I just don't know with Goga. Having Goga is, to me, the big question mark. And as to why, I mean, further down the road, and we had J. Michael on yesterday that suggested maybe the Pacers, again, maybe would have some interest in trying to field some offers for Miles prior to the trade deadline. I'm not sure. I just know right now that I think his skill set adds to this team, but maybe not in the area in which we thought going in. I hope that it all works, but, I mean, you got a lot of time that you have to divvy out here. I think that, to me, having the best players possible is the most important part, and I think Miles is still one of your better players. But we'll see how he's used. And Domas has been incredible. I mean, he has been awesome. So there's no way that you bench him.
All right, appreciate you, brother.
Anytime. Thank you, buddy. How do you think they're going to utilize Miles?
I think they're going to do exactly what they did at the start of the season, start them both, and then probably play them each about, 30 minutes or so, stagger the minutes.
And decide who.
And then whoever's
needs,
playing better is who plays late in the game.
I completely agree. To me, he's one of the better players on this team, and he is a useful player and a useful player to be a part of. Just at some point, though, you kind of wonder what's going to have to happen, considering Goga's 20 and Domas is doing what he is doing. The way that J. Michael explained it yesterday was the thing that we don't see right now, and maybe it's because the teams that they have beaten have not been so good, whatever. But the thing you don't see is, how he stretches offensively and how he protects the rim, does things defensively. And that is an expectation of his, too. To me, I think they're going to be better with him, but I don't know how you're going to squeeze all this time together with the guys that you're going to want to play, and they're probably going to end up finding out that playing relatively smaller without the two bigs will be the direction they go. But J. Michael did say on the show yesterday that he wouldn't be surprised if there were some certainly calls being made to the Pacers about Miles prior to the trade deadline. If you missed that yesterday, 1075thefan.com. Quick break, we'll come back. The Astros are cheaters. You guys want me to legalize weed? I can't do it myself. A Super Bowl in 10 years, how about 2 or 3? I said you guys aren't going to wait for it. So, yeah, my lifetime, I'd say yeah. Quick break. We'll get back to a lot of that stuff and the way the Pacers are playing on the other side next.
This November, join the fan as we celebrate Movember with Franciscan Health. Listen on air and visit 1075thefan.com for tips to stay healthy. Franciscan Health, inspiring health.
There are times in life when certain situations are unavoidable. As life passes, we get a little slower and a little more achy than the year before. All part of life. But when we lose the ability for intimacy with the one we love, it can feel much worse. Unfortunately, the lady we love typically feels like this situation is just because of her. As men, we know that's just not true. We want that spark back just as much as she does. The Indianapolis Men's Clinic physicians hear this from struggling couples every day. Fortunately, that struggle in your relationship from erectile dysfunction can be gone. One simple visit to the Indianapolis Men's Clinic with a same-day solution. The joy of your relationship will be back. And the best part of it is seeing that spark back in a happy relationship. Call 999-9000. It's simple, safe, and private. 999-9000. Clinic visit, evaluation, and testing is just $99. IndyMen'sClinic.com for more information. 999-9000.
John here for LD Smith Plumbing. LDSmithPlumbing.com. True story here. My home, I've got some plumbing issues, and I brought the fellas in from LD Smith Plumbing to help out too. Like, one thing is when I turn the faucet off in the kitchen, like something rumbles under the house. Seriously, there's a lot of stuff that I need done, and I go to the best, and I go to the experts because you guys have been down this path before too. You don't want to get the wrong folks in your home doing this. You got to make the right call, and LD Smith Plumbing is a one-stop shop for plumbing needs, from a drippy faucet to a drain, a sewer line replacement. They are the absolute best. And right now, get $150 off any gas or electric water heater. 317-284-9526. You get that? $150 off any gas or electric water heater right now with LD Smith Plumbing. 317-284-9526. 317-284-9526. 24/7 to tackle all your plumbing needs. It's LD Smith Plumbing. Online, ldsmithplumbing.com today.
Warning. This product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical. Welcome to Velo, a modern take on nicotine. It's the hassle-free nicotine pouch that leaves the chargers, smoke, and mess where they belong, in the past. So whether you're mid-flight or mid-meeting, on the grind or off the grid, living large or laying low, with Velo, there are no limits to where you can go. Go to Velo.com now to find your retailer. Velo, no limits. Website restricted to age 21 plus, tobacco consumers. Underage sale prohibited.
What would you do with the money if you didn't have to pay your house payment for 2 months, especially around the holidays?
That's right, no house payment for 2 months. This is James Hawkins at Golden Oak Lending. Don't let money problems spoil your holidays. You can use the increased value of your home to pay off bills or get cash out.
Why pay 18% credit card interest when Golden Oak's mortgage rates are in the 2s?
If it sounds complicated, it's not. Just call us. We're here in town, we do all the work, the call is free, and we'll tell you in about 10 minutes if you qualify. You have nothing to lose, and we want to talk to you.
Refinance to a low rate, get cash out, and put 2 months of house payments in your pocket. Visit GoldenOakLending.com or call 317-706-GOLD. 706-GOLD.
Golden Oak Lending cured my blues.
NMLS 114937, regulated by the Indiana Department of Financial Institutions.
Holiday Magic, brought to you by Shane Company.
A ring with a vibrant London blue topaz, because she loves the ocean, and that's where you met.
A natural pearl strand, because she's a natural beauty.
A gold coin pendant, because you wish her the best on her new adventure.
The magic of Shane Company jewelry is that it allows you to capture your story with something that will last forever. Each of these great gifts from our holiday collection is under $500. Our non-commissioned sales team is warm and welcoming. We'll help you find perfect gifts.
Hi, I'm Tom Shane. One of my favorites this year is our stylish diamond bar necklace with a row of 4 hand-matched diamonds for $390. It's elegant and something she can wear every day.
When you spend $400 or more on a gift, you'll receive our Shane Company Forever Link necklace for free while supplies last.
Now you have a friend in the jewelry business. Shane Company and ShaneCo.com.
Hey, John, for PAI, WeGrowHairAndy.com. Get your real growing hair again. Darren Andrews will tell you all about it. 888-724-5129. The private evaluation or online. WeGrowHairAndy.com right now.
Hey, it's Chuck Jones from Bill Estes Chevrolet, and I'm here with TK. So excited about the football season with some hot new deals.
Wait, football season's almost over.
Not that football, TK. I'm talking about the real football. Just like these real deals. Up to $4,000 more for your trade and Silverados from $199 a month.
My football is real, but those deals sound pretty real too.
Find new roads to Bill Estes Chevy or online at BillEstesChevy.com.
Just ask for the real football deal.
He means the TK deal.
Here's a quick rundown of what's going on at Arby's every day from 2 to 5 p.m. and after 9 p.m. Each of our sliders are $1. The warm cookies are $1. The soda is $1. The shakes $1. The parking free. The drive-thru paved. The curly fries $1. The ketchup all you can eat. Arby's, we have the meats.
Dollar price valid for small fries and drinks, snack shakes, and classic sliders. Available at participating locations for a limited time.
Diamonds Direct has an extra 20% off this weekend. Plus, get special financing. That's this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday only, and only at Diamonds Direct.
All right, join me tomorrow, Wellesley tomorrow. I think we're going to have Jason Benetti tomorrow. We're also going to have Alex Golden talking Pacers. I want to talk some Pacers. I love me some Pacers. I'm not going to talk about Etouffee, though.
The Ride with JMV.
Awesome! Totally awesome! All right, Hamilton.
93.5 and 107.5 The Fan.
Hey, Kyle's over there. I'm John. Thank you for joining us. Robbie Hummel Podcast, 1075thefan.com. College Hoop, 3-on-3, Boilermaker Athletic Hall of Fame with Robbie, Joe Wright, Colts Offensive Line Woes, and more earlier. Both podcasts, 1075thefan.com. Keep in mind, we'll give you the chance of Billy Joel tickets coming up. I've got the question and I've got the song coming up for you in the 5 o'clock hour. And the Black Crows Ruoff Home Mortgage Music Center. That is in August of 2020, coming up in a bit too. So sit tight for that. Thank you, Live Nation, by the way. This is from Cole, JMV, Miles or Sabonis. Listen, I'm an advocate. I want the best players on the team. You can say whatever you want about Miles, but you want Miles on the team. You haven't seen anything yet. Oh, well, look how well they played without him. This was a discombobulated mess at the start. God, it's mid-November. Mid-November. See how it goes first. I love the way that Sabonis is playing. I love Sabonis. You guys know that, but damn. Hey, JMV, on the Evansville upset of Kentucky, maybe announcers' excitement was curtailed because Evansville was up nearly the entire game, which made it more impressive at Rupp, and Evansville barely had gotten past Ball State at home in the first game. Thanks, Tony. I figured that somebody would be going ape crap. You know what I mean, Anthony? That's all right. I mean, it was a professional thing. I'm not saying it's bad. I just thought you'd have to peel these dudes off the ceiling because you would have me had I been calling the game and Indiana State won and knocked off number 1 Kentucky at Rupp. I'd be going crazy. But there was nothing wrong with the call. Highly professional. From Alex, the Sabonis-Turner pairing is hard to evaluate this season, but Sabonis has been unreal. There's no doubt about that. So you guys are telling me you guys right now would rather have Sampson and Goga out there than Miles? That's what we're doing, I guess, huh? That's what we're doing. Because he's soft, right? That's why you tell me he's soft. All you fat asses out there telling me he's soft. No, we're soft, okay? He's not. We are. We are. I am. You are. That makes me laugh. It's from Michael. Hey, JMV, what restaurant has the JMV sucks, but the sandwich doesn't? Well, I think they're having a soft opening, and I don't know if I'm going to go up there on Saturday or not. It's in Noblesville. It is where the former, was it Moe's Irish Pub up there, I think? Town Center. It's called Ford's Garage. And they dropped off a menu when I was doing a live show about a month ago, and I'm on it. I think I have the barbecued brisket burger. The JMV barbecued brisket burger, and I'm proud of that. Ford's Garage. And I got to thank them. They invited me up there this weekend to be a part of it. Ford's Garage. I've never been there. People say that they have them all over Florida, and that's outstanding. So if you go up in Noblesville at the town center, I believe that's where it is, get the barbecued brisket burger. It's mine. At least until people around here go, well, why are you on there? I think Sage Steele's got one too. Check it out. My man Jason Fields in Linton says, I still say 53 wins for the blue and gold. Jason Fields, the pride of Linton, Indiana right there, brother. My brother. Quick one, we'll come back. Kevin Bowen on the other side, your calls. I got your chance to win coming up in less than 10. Sit tight.
Do you need furnace or heat pump service and need to find a local well-trained expert you can trust like B&W Plumbing and Heating? Well, find that American Standard dealer at IndyHomeComfort.com.
My house has a new glow. I love my windows. Universal Windows Direct.
It's Big Joe. Right now, for every window you buy, you get the next one free. No limits and 0% financing for 36 months. Call 317-659-8191 or go to universalwindowsdirect.com. And like me, you'll be saying, I love my windows.
I love my windows. They've got that brand new home effect. Universal Windows Direct.
FanDuel Sportsbook officially live in Indiana, so now you can bet money lines, spreads, parlays, props, and more. That's every game from anywhere in the state. The features are outstanding. You guys check out the daily promotions. We're all playing this together, right? You're using my promo code JMV, and we're all doing this together. But if you checked out the promotions, I mean, they're awesome stuff going on right now. Plus, FanDuel Sportsbook is offering you a risk-free bet worth up to $500 when you sign up using the promo code JMV. That's the promo code JMV, which means if you lose your first bet, FanDuel will give you a refund in site credit. And if you're thinking about utilizing that, maybe IU Penn State this weekend works for you. Maybe you do the Colts in Jacksonville here this weekend. And don't forget, either one, you do one or the other or another one that you like, and it's a risk-free bet for you, too. Just download the FanDuel Sports app today. It's FanDuel.com/sportsbook, FanDuel.com/sportsbook to claim your risk-free bet with the promo code JMV. That's the promo code JMV. First online wager only. Refund issued at site credit. Terms apply. Must be at least 21. For help with a gambling problem, call 1-800-9-WITH-IT.
Incubus, 20 years of Make Yourself and beyond. Saturday, November 16th, 8 p.m., Mural Theater at Old National Center. Incubus, on the road in celebration of the 20th anniversary of their double platinum album, Make Yourself. With special guest, Les Butcherettes. Reserve seat tickets on sale now at the Old National Center box office or online at Ticketmaster.com. For more info and tour dates, check out IncubusHQ.com. Part of the Cricket Concert Series.
Hey, this is Dan Dockage for Steffi Hadaway Insurance. Did you know Steffi Hadaway sells life insurance? If you're like a lot of people and think you've waited too long or can't afford a life insurance policy, then you should talk to Mike Steffi and his team at Steffi Hadaway Insurance. They represent dozens of life insurance companies who can tailor a life insurance policy to meet your needs and fit your budget. Call Steffi Hadaway at 317-334-3743 today or shiagency.com.
Hey, I love it. LD Smith Plumbing, ldsmithplumbing.com. Anybody out there have plumbing issues? I have a myriad of them, too. Where do you begin? Here's one. My wife the other day said, hey, I want to move the washing machine over from one side of the basement to the other. You think I can do that? Heck no, I can't do that. What do? I call LD Smith Plumbing. One-stop shopping for plumbing needs, from a drippy faucet to a drain to a sewer line replacement or moving my washer from one side of the basement to the other. People that I trust. And right now, get $150 off any gas or electric water heater. The number, 317-284-9526. Seriously, use these guys. They are awesome. I have so many plumbing needs. Like, I could go weeks upon weeks in telling you what I need, and it'll be something different every day. 317-284-9526. Call Lance and his team at LD Smith Plumbing, 24/7, 365. 317-284-9526 or online, ldsmithplumbing.com.
Hi, I'm Ryan Kelly. At thehomeloanexpert.com, we have loans for about everyone. We do refinances where you can pull cash out and pay off all your credit cards. We do purchase loans and can put you in your new dream home in as little as 14 days. We have loans that require no down payment. And at thehomeloanexpert.com, you're going to get a lower rate and customer service that no one can match. The 5-minute loan approval only available at thehomeloanexpert.com. The Home Loan Expert LLC, NMLS number 1326241.
Warning. This product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical. The world is changing. Isn't it time smoking changed too? Vuse Alto is a vapor product offering you a satisfying alternative to cigarettes. Simple to use, surprisingly quiet, and impressively powerful. Our best vapor yet at our best price ever. 99 cents plus tax at participating retailers. 99-cent offer applies to Alto device. Pod sold separately. Underage sale prohibited.
BullseyeEventGroup.com, Colts VIP Tailgate. Here we go again. Jacksonville in town. Best game day experience ever. All you can eat, all you can drink. It was packed, and it was awesome this past Sunday, and you don't want to miss it. Whatever happens over the stadium happens, but your toes are still tapping because you attended this party. The Colts VIP Tailgate, presented by Hayes & Sons Restoration. All you can eat, all you can drink. You got Skids, you got DJ Indiana Jones, you got me, and it's a party. The best party. Game day experience had with BullseyeEventGroup.com. Get those passes right now. BullseyeEventGroup.com.
Diamonds Direct has an extra 20% off this weekend. Plus, get special financing. That's this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday only, and only at Diamonds Direct.
Join the fan November 23rd as we celebrate Movember with Franciscan Health. Listen on air and online for tips to stay healthy. Franciscan Health, inspiring health.
This is Indy Sports Center. WFNI, WIBC, HD2, W298BV, W228CX, Indianapolis. Go trackside with Kurt Cavan and Kevin Lee. Tonight at 8 on The Fan. The Ride with JMV.
It's Jim Perry now. Talk to him, damn it.
93.5 and 107.5 The Fan.
All right, let's give away some stuff right now. You guys ready to rock? Keep this up just for a second. The 16th of August, 2020, Black Crowes reunion. Ruoff Home Mortgage Music Center, Live Nation. I love you. Shout out to Kyle and Kimmy, Jimi Hendrix over there, always hooking us up. Everybody dig on Chris Robinson and the Black Crowes. Reunion tour, August 16th of 2020. Number 10's a winner right now. 239-1070. 239-1070. Number 10 is going to go. A great time right there. Number 10, you're a winner. Hey, JMV, you're on fire. I love being on fire. Well, not literally, figuratively. From Carlos, hypothetically, what position would be looking for in exchange for Miles? I'm not looking for anything. I want Miles to be a part of this team, Carlos. You guys know that. JMV, in 49 other states, it's just football, but in Indiana, it's the game of trying not to hurt Adam Vinatieri's feelings. What? It's from Matthew. JMV sucks, but his marijuana doesn't t-shirts available in the future. I got to give a quick shout out to the shop in Broad Ripple and Carmel. JMV sucks, but his marijuana doesn't. Now, listen, I don't have marijuana right now. I'm just saying that when it is finally legalized, when I'm about 89 years old, right? When it's finally legalized, I'm ready to grow it. I'm going to grow it. Why wouldn't I grow it? We got acreage ready to grow it. I'll be growing this sticky icky. I can't believe you're promoting it. I'm not promoting it. I don't want to smoke it right now. Although if it would help my knees out, I probably would spark up right here in this studio. But I'm not. What about you? I'm not gonna. Oh, my kids aren't smoking anything. What are you talking about? I told my kids, by the way, Kyle, I said, listen, I better be dead, and I'm not going to be buried. There's no way I'm going to be buried. I better be dead and in ashes in an urn on the mantle. If you guys ever get a tat, forget it. There's no tats going on. None. It's a no tat zone, tat free zone.
What do you have against tattoos?
I don't like tattoos.
What are you going to do when they're in college? They come home. Hey, Dad, I got something to show you.
As long as I'm living and breathing, it's not happening. What do you think? What do you think that I sustain with that? Or do you think they will defy me at some point?
Well, from what I remember, you were totally
My wife
against...
has one, and I hate it. I love her, but I hate it. Every time I go, God, what the hell is that?
Weren't you totally against the kids getting phones, too? And
oh, yeah.
You lost that battle. I think you're going to lose this one, too. If they
You're
want
suggesting I
them.
lose a lot of battles in my house here. Yeah, I think you're probably right. This is one, though, I think we know. I'm just not a big tattoo guy. I'm especially not white dude tattoos are awful. I mean, I just think they're awful. So I better be dead. Which may come sooner rather than later.
You know, all the guys that have all the white guys out there that have tattoos, they just turn the station.
I'm just me.
Pissed them off.
No. It's just me. It's a personal preference. I'm just not a tattoo guy. Are you tatted anywhere?
No, I don't have any.
Yeah.
I don't want to get any for myself, but I mean, if someone else wants to get them, I don't care.
I would never make a tattoo bet. Yeah, but see, it's different. I don't care if anybody else out there gets a tattoo. My kids aren't getting one. There's no way. I don't care how old they are until I'm dead. I mean, my wife has one, and I'm not a big fan of it. She knows it. I'm just not a tattoo guy. Like, I was an earring guy. Like, I've said this before. I got my left ear is pierced right here. And I got that in 87, and that was back when it was like, oh, my God, you got your ear pierced. You've got huge nads. And now it's just whatever. I think now you come out of the womb with your ear pierced. But, man, back then it was a big deal. I can't believe you did that. The coach isn't going to like it. What, are you going to have to run stair laps for that? A big deal back then, not a big deal now. I think my marijuana T-shirts are awesome right there. So, guys, shop in Broad Ripple. Get on those marijuana tees. Acreage, shoot, I got a basement I'll grow it in just fine. No, I'm going to have a company. He's on the Eddie Moore Automotive Group hotline. He's going to get me out of this conversation. Lickety. Kevin Bowen joins us now. How are you?
Nothing like being on hold for 5 minutes and listening to you talk about growing ganja, your hatred of tattoos and piercings.
Do you have a tattoo?
What do you think?
Would you want a tattoo?
No. Can't say I could pull off any sort of tattoo. I'm not afraid of needles, but I'm definitely not seeking them out by any means.
I'm just not a tattoo guy. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I'm just not, and I would look ridiculous. Can you imagine if I put a barbed wire tattoo around my bicep? You don't think that wouldn't make me look like a badass, would it? Nah, probably not.
I would chip in some money to see you rock a little barbed wire. I would chip in some money to see you play pickup basketball with the same tattoo look that Sean McDermott has for Butler. Because Sean McDermott's got some tattoos.
Yeah.
And if you rock those running up and down the floor, I would love that.
And you know what? And the other thing, it's kind of like me, and I'm anti-running, right? But I know a lot of people run marathons, Kev, because they've lost somebody. Somebody close to them has passed away. And I know Sean has a sleeve, I think, in honor of a family member, I believe. I believe that's the case. I get that. I do. I understand it all. I'm just saying I am not a fan of it for me. And while I'm breathing, my kids know that isn't happening. So that's just not going to happen.
So Blake's not going to get a little Mike Tyson tattoo on his face?
Oh, man. Let me tell you. But Kyle made a great point. I said that same thing about phones. And then what happened? My wife, oh, yeah, here's the phones. So they have phones now, and Laney calls me during the show. So, yeah. I fail miserably. All right, let's move on. Get me out of this right now. I don't even know how we got here, but at least we can go ahead and kill that in the growing weed comments I just made, and I'm sure everybody's thrilled about. So Adam Vinatieri, nobody's surprised that they're going to back him up. This is going to be some dangerous territory. Now, granted, they need to get a lot better across the board. There have been a lot of shortcomings, but this is one that may end up haunting them if they're not careful in a variety of ways.
For sure. And, some might argue that it's already haunted them enough. I think when you look at 3 losses in an NFL season that you can blame on the kicking game, I mean, you only play 16 games. So you're already almost at a fifth of the season right now. And literally, unless he goes perfect the rest of the season, there are going to be questions about this decision. And I was surprised, honestly, how much that they doubled down on it. The fact that they brought in kickers again, maybe do you bring in a kicker on your practice squad to evaluate a little bit closer and not just, on some 1 hour, 2 hour sort of tryout. But yeah, the Colts have accepted this fate that they're going to be inconsistent on 4th down, and I don't see any reason why all of a sudden it's going to turn into anything differently than it already has through the first 9 games.
Yeah, and we'll get to the rest of it too, because really the past 3 weeks there's been a lot of messing up going on there, and it's not strictly on the kicker here, but that's what we're talking about, and he certainly had his issues and cost him a couple of games this season. But I'm curious, what concerns me is after the game on Sunday, I mean, the week prior, it was the operation, it was the laces. He didn't seem to have any answers. You know what I mean? Or at least if he does have answers and he knows something, he's not willing to share it with anybody around here. I thought he looked really awkward on Sunday, even more past just disappointed and being kind of emotional. It didn't look like that he had any answers right now, and that really concerns me.
Yeah, I think it's tough for him to accept this fate.
Yeah.
When you've played at that high of a level throughout your NFL career, you're going to be one of the few Hall of Famers that have ever played your position. I'm sure it's very difficult to accept that this is kind of reality. And when you watch him kick in practice, it's nowhere near as bad as what it is on game day. And, I feel like I frequently make golf references, but you watch Miami's kicker, Jason Sanders, kick on Sunday. It's looking like he's using this, new Titleist driver. And then you watch Vinatieri kick, and it looks like he's using a hickory shaft persimmon wood. It's not the same equipment. He doesn't have the same sort of body or whatever you want to call it, physical capabilities to kick the football at a high enough, accurate enough, powerful enough, whatever you want to insert into that situation. And I mean, Frank Reich tried to double down on the whole leadership aspect that Adam Vinatieri brings in the locker room. And I'm thinking for any kicker and punter, the first part of being a leader is doing your job. And when you're not doing your job, like in terms of kicking at a successful rate or anywhere close to being a successful rate, I'm not sure how much leadership you can offer to that locker room. And I know that's something they've mentioned before. And when you're doing it at a high level, I think that's easier for a specialist to try and relate, to some guys in that locker room because, often I do think kickers are kind of in their own little world inside of an NFL locker room. But when you're not even doing your job correctly, and costing your team games, I'm not sure how much of that leadership element really makes a whole lot of sense.
Are you suggesting that he should have stepped away himself, made the decision for them? Is that what you're suggesting?
No, I think the Colts should have made it because I think you're getting to the point where you have an athlete that just doesn't, every athlete. Reggie Wayne didn't want to accept that this was kind of the reality. You hold on. He goes and works out in New England, those sorts of things. I'm not going to fault an athlete too much of that because when you're in that environment and you're such a competitor and, very recently, in the last couple of years, you have kicked at a pretty high level. You don't want to believe that this is the way that it's ending for you. Yes, we've heard Adam Vinatieri say many times in his career that when he gets to the point where he's not helping his team, that's when he'll know enough is enough. That sounds good when you say it after signing a new contract, but when you get in the heat of it, I don't think that – I just don't expect him to make that decision on his own. I think the Colts should have sat him down and been just very honest with them and say, when we preach accountability, we've got to carry that out. And it's the 32nd ranked kicking operation in the NFL, dead last. And the refusal to make any changes with that kicking group, I think, is malpractice, and I don't think it's sending the right message at all to anyone inside that locker room.
Kevin Bowen joins us, 1075thefan.com on the Andy Moore Automotive Group hotline. But Frank said today, as the old Marv Levy quote, I guess, regarding, I don't have it in front of me right now, but in thumbnail sketch, it's, some people are viewed differently on a team. So, I mean, that's out there now. So it's, it's what we knew, what we talked about, but it's definitely out there now. And that's kind of what you expect, I guess, moving forward out of the guys. And really, that's what sports in general, you get that across the board. I mean, we hear it all the time about how they preach accountability, and then, some are held accountable and others aren't.
Yeah. I mean, clearly there's different rules for Adam Vinatieri than other guys in that locker room. And, I just think when you reach a point of his career and the age that he's at, I mean, there's like 2 or 3 guys in NFL history that have been older than him playing in a game. So, I mean, I just feel like you can't go off of this past track record and, act like the guy that was kicking 2, 3, whatever, 5 years ago deserves to have this incredibly long leash when, if you look at the numbers, I mean, to say they're bad would honestly be a compliment. And I'm not trying to just be mean here. That's the reality of these numbers. They are beyond ugly. And I go back to what I've said numerous times here over the past week or so. You could accept the field goal numbers he's had this year. Missed 5, 70-some%. Not great, not even good by any means. But it's the extra point numbers that's where I can't align with the Colts thinking. When the Colts say today, Frank Reich saying today, we just decided there's not better options out there. We believe in Adam and all this stuff. When you look at even the free agent kickers that are out there, their extra point rates this season are at a much, much higher level, 85, 90, 95% than Adam Vinatieri's 70% so far this season. So that's where I cannot understand where that line of thinking is coming from.
So Kevin Bowen on the Andy Moore Automotive Group hotline. Beyond the kicking position, I mean, everything has been kind of foobar. I don't think there's any question. I talked to Joe Wrights about the offensive line. Ebron with what could have been a game-establishing touchdown had it taken away from him. No more running game. I mean, there's just been a variety of things, and really a lot of things you can blame on the coaches right now, too. And Frank Reich has kind of gone from not getting a lot of blame and getting a lot of criticism to somebody that's being, I think, rightly criticized that this team has struggled the past 2 weeks.
Yeah, I know the personnel hasn't been great, but when you look at offensively, I felt like the mishandling of Brian Hoyer last week and Jacoby Brissett and that situation played into some of the issues that you had. Now, Brian Hoyer was terrible in his own right, but still, I think you could have offered him a little bit more prep leading into that game. Clearly, from a personnel standpoint, you are to say that you're missing T.Y. Hilton would be the biggest understatement.
Hey, Kev, hold on one second. So, do you think it came down to they were saving him for this little run within the division right now and thought that they could get over with Hoyer and still beat the Dolphins? Is that what that came down to?
I don't think so, John. I mean, if you were going to save him, I'm not sure why he even would have practiced 3 days and take the majority of the reps that he did on Wednesday or Thursday.
So he got injured when he was moving around a little bit then, right? So there was a setback of some sort.
I think there just wasn't enough progress. I mean, from what I've been told, he didn't do anything outside of the pocket. And that's where I don't understand how you handled that, because you have to me, you had to make that decision, or at least have a general idea last Tuesday or something before practice starts of, okay, we feel like Jacoby's got a chance to play, but he can do the movement stuff or test out some of the lateral things with the second unit, and then you can expose Brian Hoyer to much more of the starting reps. Jacoby Brissett's taken every starting rep, since the month of May. There's no need to get him an extra 20 snaps of the starting offense on a Wednesday is not going to all of a sudden make a huge difference for you. I think with how you handled Jacoby last week, you could have done a lot more stuff with him, testing it out laterally, side to side, all those things with the second unit or, on his own, and then let Brian Hoyer still take a good amount of the starting reps, or you split most of those reps. Again, from everything that I've been told, it was Jacoby Brissett taking the vast majority of those reps, and then you don't even make a decision until Saturday morning before the walkthrough. I just think that's very, very late in the week to make that call. Having said that, Brian Hoyer, you pay him $12 million to do a job that's much better than the job that he offered you on Sunday. So that's where I disagreed with that handling. Now today we saw Jacoby take the full participant reps, and that's why you expect him to go on Sunday.
Hey, so can we double back to my off-season whine and cry sessions basically daily about the need of another playmaker, a wide receiver? I mean, can we go into that right now and have a reason to be critical of something that I whined about all off-season, or is Funchess going to end up being that guy once Funchess returns?
Oh, no, I think your whining was very justified. I think you'll be whining probably in the spring as well.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not sold on Devin Funchess, obviously, coming in here and cheering all. Will he help things? Yeah. Is he going to help things on Sunday? I'm not sold he's going to play on Sunday. I think maybe this is something that it's no guarantee that he's out there against Jacksonville. But, it was a question we had all offseason long, all for the support as a number 2 wideout. And from whether it was Deion Kane coming back from the ACL or it was the major resources you invested in paying Devin Funchess the amount you paid him, and then Paris Campbell drafting him in the second round, injuries have obviously played into it, and then the inconsistency of Deion Kane, played into that aspect of it as well. And with Hilton out, there's just opposing defenses have no respect for your passing game whatsoever. The Colts, I think, are dead last in the NFL in passing plays over 40 yards. I believe they only have 2 passes over 25 yards in the last 3 games. And one of those is the Brissett to Hilton miracle play with Von Miller, coming down on Jacoby. So, yeah, you were spot on there. I thought the Colts did a nice job in looking at that manner and addressing it in a pretty serious way. Maybe they could have taken it a step further and, I don't know, found a wideout in the first round or, spent more in free agency or made a trade or something like that. But I actually was pretty pleased with what they did from a making sure that they addressed it in multiple areas. But, for several reasons, they've gotten no support for T.Y. Hilton, and that continues to be a storyline with, Hilton. I think he turns 30 years old maybe tomorrow or something like that. Now, he's had 3 lower body injuries in the last 12 months.
So you talking now that they're going to have to draft a wide receiver high in the draft? Because Kyle just told me a little bit earlier, Daniel Jeremiah was talking about how this is a wide receiver-rich draft as any we have seen in years now. Are they going to have to address that, given what you just said about T.Y. Hilton?
Yeah, I think so. I still think T.Y. Hilton's got, a couple more years, maybe even a few more than that in him. When healthy, he still is producing for you and commands a ton of attention. But I think you do need to tap into that. For everything I've heard as well, it's a historically terrific wide receiver class in 2020. And I'm not, Devin Funchess is going to give us a bit of a resume reel here over the next month, and we're going to find out a little bit more about him. But obviously right now, it's not like you can re-sign him and be like, oh, there's your number 2 wideout for the next, 3 or 4 years, something like that. So I do think some serious draft capital's got to be looked into wideout again here in 2020.
Yeah, you think Chris...
And probably tight end too, John.
Yeah, you think Chris ever shakes loose of this philosophy of draft and not spending a lot and utilizing your assets on the draft only and building within? Or I guess it's dependent upon how far they go or whether or not they reach the postseason. But do you think there may end up being a change in philosophy if they underproduce this year?
Maybe a slight change, but I can't see anything too drastic. I mean, when you looked at the other wideouts last year in free agency, I mean, Golden Tate, Tyrell Williams, Cole Beasley. I mean, it wasn't a great list by any means. Maybe I'm forgetting a name or two, but I mean, Devin Funchess honestly got paid pretty close to about as high as any outside wideout got on the open market. So, and then you pay Justin Houston what you did. I mean, Ballard actually spent a decent amount on two position groups compared to what he was spending, in previous off seasons. So I can see maybe a little bit more of an aggressive nature. And also, this is why something that we talked about, a couple weeks ago around the trade deadline, you're getting to the point now with your roster to where, yes, you want to create depth and you want to have this great 90-man roster and all this competition, but the 6th and 7th round picks, it's very difficult for them to make this football team. So, how much of those back-end draft picks do you need? Or, drafting 10 guys or however many you drafted in 2018 and then seemingly all of them making your 53-man roster, that's no longer the case. Your 2 7th-round picks, your 6th-round pick from last year, they never even really sniffed the 53-man roster. And you would think going forward that would be the case with a relatively young roster as well. So maybe that adds to a little bit of, okay, it's more so on quality over quantity when it comes to draft picks or signing free agents as well.
All right, quickly in closing, are you here to tell me right now that the recent Pacers' success is due to the fact that Miles is not playing? Is that what you're here to tell me?
Is that what people are saying to you?
What do you think people say to me about Miles? What do you think? What do you think I get nonstop about Miles from people?
I would pay to see your mentions during the Pacers game. No, I think it's because you haven't really played great competition by any means. And I think even if Turner or Sabonis were on the floor by themselves, both of them would have more offensive production than they're going to have when they're playing alongside each other. I just think that's how this team is built in general, and it's easier to operate when there's only one big man on the floor. So I guess that's a little bit of a longer-term question, and some of the questions I have about that duo playing together and maximizing what you can get out of your roster. So I think people should just be giving credit to the Pacers for getting above water after an 0-3 start, going 7-4 in this easy stretch. I think it's the easiest schedule in the NBA through the first 11 games, but you've had a ton of injuries, and the fact that you're 7-4, that's a win. And now you're going to get healthier, seemingly at some point, and you're going to reevaluate some things moving forward, just with this schedule getting tougher. And I think we'll learn a little bit more about this team and see if Victor can get back around Christmas or the New Year.
What you're really telling me is that Miles is going to be active on Friday and Clint Capella is going to mess him up, and then you're going to – that's what you're really telling me here. That's what you're saying.
I was a little nervous for Miles last night when I heard Steven Adams was playing. I'm thinking, oh, boy, this is the first game Miles comes back. Steven Adams has had some games against Miles.
Stop it. Stop it. Man,
you
Sabonis
know where
has
I
been
reside.
good.
I'm not anti-Miles to the nth degree like so many of your listeners probably are, but I am very team trade one of the bigs, and if I probably had to trade one, I'd probably say Miles, to be honest with you.
I'm in the minority here. We had Jay Michael on yesterday that thought that maybe some teams would come at Kevin Pritchett and company prior to the trade deadline and ask about the availability of Miles. And yeah, at some point, I think that the better team you are is the team that you have with the most talent on it. And I think that getting rid of Miles shakes loose of some of that talent. But, I get all these numbnuts telling me all the time how soft he is, and you know how hardcore some of these numbnuts are around here, so they'd know soft, wouldn't they?
And the reason I'm so probably team trade one of the bigs and it being Miles is because I think you'd get the most return on him, because I do think there are a lot of teams around the league that would value the rim protection and the 3-point ability, but also because when you look at the three of them, him and Goga are so similar in their skill sets. Domas is such a unique big guy that I don't know if you can really duplicate how he plays. Whereas the early, impressions of Goga is a guy that, can block some shots around the rim, and there's still a lot of growing that needs to be there, but he can certainly stretch the floor as well. So that's why when I think you're in this market, you need to try and tap into some young assets and try to move them when you can. But yeah, in no way, shape, or form am I saying like Miles is the softest in the world and is terrible or anything like that.
Kevin Bowen, 1075thefan.com. You can find his work there, and we'll talk to him on Sunday morning if I get crap hooked up correctly, unlike last time, and be good to go. Man, you should have heard me throwing fits down there. I was fit throwing.
Gorman was ripping me today in the locker room, not liking how I called him out on Sunday.
Yeah, I was bad. I think Gorman, I thought he was going to try to make a comeback as an actor, and when Days of Our Lives reportedly got canceled yesterday, I thought, well, there you go, right down the tubes. There's your option. But anyway, hey, it's always a pleasure, buddy. I appreciate you.
Yep, thanks for having me on, John.
All right, even if you are anti-Miles, I appreciate you. Quick one, we'll come back. I got your chance to win Billy Joel tickets. I shall explain what needs to be done for somebody to claim those tickets and to be a winner. Great American Ballpark, 2020, September the 11th. I'll explain. Somebody's going to be winning. Other side next.
Hubler has it. Savings. Hubler has it. Choices. Hubler has it. Hubler has it all.
Indiana's Auto Giant is changing car buying forever. Introducing a warranty so huge, you can drive around the world 8 times and still be covered. It's Hubler Auto Group's massive 10-year, 200,000-mile limited powertrain warranty. Shop any new vehicle at all Hubler locations with the warranty included. Chevys, Buicks, GMCs, and Fords. The warranty's included. Acuras, Hondas, Nissans, and Mazdas. The warranty's included. The Hubler family has helped Hoosiers for 60 years, and we're not stopping now. Visit drivehubler.com for the perfect car and our 10-year, 200,000-mile warranty. As Indiana's Auto Giant, Hubler has it all. Why buy anywhere else? You're invited to Hubler. Click drivehubler.com.
Hubler has it. Hubler has it all.
Warranty available on new vehicles, except certain models, not transferable or available on leases. A copy of the warranty is available for review at the dealership.
Larceny Bourbon Locks, Luna Azul Tequila Shots. That's coming up tomorrow. Brent Halverson live. Hey, join us at Winter Circle tomorrow here downtown. Get the beverages flowing. The picks are flowing. It's going to be a great time. Larceny Bourbon Locks, Luna Azul Tequila Shots tomorrow at 3 at Winter Circle downtown.
One of the great things in life is intimacy. It's a key part of how we express ourselves and share with the person we love. Physical, emotional, and spiritual intimacy. As much as we want to share that intimacy, there are times it just doesn't seem to work out. 40% of the time in men over 40, it just doesn't work. Many couples go months and sometimes years without addressing erectile dysfunction or other sexual issues in what can easily be resolved with just one visit to the Indianapolis Men's Clinic. Our Indiana licensed providers use FDA-approved medications to get intimacy back into your relationship in just one visit. There is no need to wait any longer. We are here for you, both of you. Call 999-9000 to set up a private consultation. 999-9000. The clinic visit, evaluation, and testing of the medication is just $99. IndyMen'sClinic.com for more information. 999-9000.
All right, JMV here from Farm Credit Union. You're Kevin and the gang always trying to help you save. Everybody loves a challenge. My friends at Farm Credit Union have a savings challenge that not only makes saving money easy, but it also gives you a chance to win $1,378. And it's simple. You save money every week, increasing the amount each time. And by the end of the year, you have saved over $1,000 and are entered to win a matching $1,378. Kevin and the gang at Farm Credit Union, they've done it again. Check them out online, forumcu.com, or stop by a branch location today.
I'll talk to Dad and we'll help you figure something out. Okay, bye.
Talk to me about what?
Nick has a fever. Can you believe his insurance won't even cover a basic doctor visit?
Oh, all right, well, we'll help him out this time, but he's got to get some better benefits. This job isn't cutting it.
Susan's son just started as a union electrician apprentice.
Huh. I play golf with a couple of union guys. They say it's great. One of them's even about to retire early.
I'm calling Nick back. He's got to hear this.
This is Steve Minzer, business manager for the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local 481. Being a union electrician is rewarding. Our members earn good pay, full health care, and benefits that allow many to retire before the age of 60. Plus, our hands-on craftsmen get to see what they accomplish daily, something not always visible with a desk job. So if this sort of career sounds like a fit for a young person you know, someone reliable with a good attitude, learn more at ibew481.org.
Andy Moore, Toyota in Avon, 5 miles west of 465 on US 36. You know, now is a great time, nearing the holiday season, to get yourself a new car, truck, or van. I mean, a great time. Do it the best. Ben Mendoza, my friends at Andy Moore Toyota in Avon. A lot of people think, holiday season, what are you talking about? I'm not getting a ride right now. But no, it's a great time to do it. Great deals, great people to deal with at Indiana's best. Online, AndyMooreToyota.com, or tell them I sent you 5 miles west of 465 on US 36.
Here's a quick rundown of what's going on at Arby's every day from 2 to 5 p.m. and after 9 p.m. Each of our sliders are $1. The warm cookies are $1. The soda is $1. The shakes $1. The parking free. The drive-thru paved. The curly fries $1. The ketchup all you can eat. Arby's, we have the meats.
Dollar price valid for small fries and drinks, snack shakes, and classic sliders. Available at participating locations for a limited time.
All right. Plumbing is a need in my house. Plumbing may be a need in your house. So let's do it. LD Smith Plumbing. Give them a call today. I'm going to tell you, people that get it done right. Lance and the group, always there for you. From a drippy faucet to a drain, maybe a sewer line replacement. It's LD Smith Plumbing. They've been in my house. They're going to do a ton of stuff in my house. They will with you as well. And right now, get $150 off any gas or electric water heater. The number 317-284-9526. Come on. I know you probably have some plumbing issues. I have a ton. Get it done with Lance and his team at LD Smith Plumbing. 24/7, 365. Any issue. 317-284-9526 or online, ldsmithplumbing.com.
Diamonds Direct has an extra 20% off this weekend. Plus, get special financing. That's this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday only, and only at Diamonds Direct.
Do you need furnace or heat pump service and need to find a local, well-trained expert you can trust like Kirby Heating and Air Conditioning? We'll find that American Standard dealer at IndyHomeComfort.com.
The Ride with JMV.
Get him a body bag! Yeah! All right.
93.5 and 107.5 The Fan.
Hey, welcome back. This is not Billy Joel, by the way. Kyle's over there. I'm John. Thank you for joining us tomorrow. Winter Circle downtown. Brent Halverson, Larceny Locks, Luna Azul Tequila shots. Liquids flowing. Join us, Winter Circle downtown. All right, here's what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to read a couple of tweets. And then I'm going to get to the question at hand. This is from Scott and New Pal. JMV, when do we start being critical of Ballard for the lack of talent the team has? No moves to increase it, especially at wide receiver. I mean, it all comes in time. I mean, they've been on such a negative run lately. I think everything all of a sudden starts to become highly criticized. And we were just talking about a moment ago with Kevin Bowen, 107.5, thefan.com. JMV, would you ever make a tattoo bet? No. JMV, is that what you do at your mom's house? You say you're weed eating, but you're clearing land to grow weed. JMV is a Bloomfieldian. I cannot support your support of Linton. JMV, come on. They can be like Yachty, old neck tat. JMV, grow it, smoke it, toke it. JMV doesn't suck as much as Miles. I hope you're doing well. Oh, yeah. Jason Linville, 33, is soft as a baby's butt. Oh, yeah. Numbers don't lie, according to Michael GG. We went on this winning streak. I love the usage of we, because Michael GG ain't done squat. We went on this winning streak when your boyfriend got hurt. AJ Reese, Texas Roadhouse or Outback? Listen, normally it's Texas Roadhouse because I like to eat peanuts. I'm a simple man. I like to eat peanuts. I fill up on peanuts and only eat bread, then I get the hell out of there and I spend under $5. Anybody else do that? No, but seriously, Outback's got this macaroni and cheese. It's got lobster in it, and I'm intrigued by it. Outback Steakhouse, lobster, macaroni and cheese that is lobster infused. I like it. So maybe that. Normally it's Texas Roadhouse because I eat peanuts and throw the shells on the floor. Normally. Thank you, AJ. Anybody had the lobster and the mac and cheese at Outback yet? Have you had that?
No, but that's one of the best things. Is
that looks pretty damn good right there, man.
Outback.
Looks good. Hey, JMV, the fact that you could condone an 80s earring and not a 2010, let's be a 2019, my brother Dan Pittman, tattoo truly puts you in a one-man get-off-of-my-lawn category. I'm getting near 50. I mean, at some point, some crotchety-ness is going to set in. I can't help it. All right. 239-1070. Billy Joel, Great American Ballpark, September the 11th, 2020. This is going to be one of those, this is what I was doing, memorable type of shows. All right? You guys line them up right now. You're going to love this, Kyle. Line them up right now. And thank you, Live Nation, for this. Here's what I want from you, and I'm going to go down the line. Tell me at 239-1070, as you're calling in right now, tell me the Billy Joel song used in one of my favorite shows of all time, Bosom Buddies, in the theme. Line 1. Are you ready to roll?
Yeah, man. Yeah, let's go.
Bosom Buddies was an early 80s show starring very early in his career Tom Hanks. What Billy Joel song was the theme?
Got the wrong person. Go Miles.
Line 2, Bosom Buddies theme song was what Billy Joel song?
You may be right.
My brother, sorry about that. Line 3, who's this?
This is Jennifer.
Hello, Jennifer. Bosom Buddies, early 80s, the Billy Joel song that was used in the theme.
It's Don't Ask Me Why.
It is not Don't Ask Me Why. Oh, man. I really want to do this, too. Come on now. Come on now. Do I need to give a hint yet, you think? One more. You want to do one more, and then maybe we'll give a hint. Line 4, Bosom Buddies, early 80s. Theme song was what Billy Joel song?
My Life.
Oh, yes. Who is this? Turn it up. Turn me up over there.
Tracy Coleman.
Woo!
Coleman.
All right. My Life. Tom Hanks, Peter Scolari. That's early Hanks right there. Two dudes that wanted cheaper rent, so they dressed up like chicks. It was a really good show in the early 80s.
It was.
My Life, Billy Joel. What's your name again?
Tracy Coleman.
All right, you're going to go and get tickets, courtesy of Live Nation, to see Billy Joel, September the 11th, 2020 at Great American Ballpark in Cincinnati. How you feeling?
Fantastic.
I'm going to put you on hold. You'll get set up with Kyle. Well done every day this week. Billy Joel, tickets for that show at Great American Ballpark in Cincinnati, September the 11th, 2020. I'll think of a new way to give these bad boys away. Kyle, turn it up. We'll go to a break, come back. Final segment with you. Other side next.
JMV will be giving away Black Crows tickets all week from 3 to 6. Listen and call for a chance to see the Black Crows perform at the Ruoff Home Mortgage Center next summer. Details, 1075thefan.com.
There's a lot of short-term health insurance out there that never really pays for the important things. Prescription drugs, pre-existing conditions, even preventive and maternity care. That's why so many people are choosing a CareSource Marketplace health plan. Now you can get real coverage with affordable copays, even for urgent care. You can even qualify to save hundreds off premiums and out-of-pocket costs. This is real health insurance you can really afford.
Marketplace plans from CareSource. Enroll by December 15th at caresource.com/marketplace.
Hey, John here, and FanDuel Sportsbook is officially live in Indianapolis. So right now, you can bet money line, spreads, and parlays, props. You know what you do, right? You guys are on board with me right now, but keep this in mind, please. There's so much else going on the app. The features are endless. It's like the special daily promotions. You got to check those out. And right now, FanDuel Sportsbook, they're offering a risk-free bet worth up to $500 when you sign up using the promo code JMV, which means if you lose your first bet, FanDuel will give you a refund and site credit. So you can talk up, maybe do Penn State, IU, and Happy Valley on Saturday. And don't forget, it's risk-free. Just download the FanDuel Sportsbook app now. Visit FanDuel.com/sportsbook to claim your risk-free bet. Use the promo code JMV. Let's party with this thing, too. It's really fun. The promo code is JMV. First online wager only. Refund issued as site credit. Terms apply. Must be at least 21. For help with a gambling problem, call 1-800-9-WITH-IT.
It's exciting when a company grows to give its community and others around it a product that they can be proud of. It's even more exciting when that company expands to our community. Yoder Oil is now delivering unleaded and premium diesel fuels to Indianapolis. Now for Indianapolis industries that rely on lubricant products like Citgo, Mystic, and Clarion lubricants and fuel, it's good to know they can now order from a company that's been growing for over 80 years. Get to know Yoder Oil just a bit better. Just click on yoderoil.com.
All right, this weekend, here we go. It's happening Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Diamonds Direct's 3-day, $30 million event, the last and biggest store-wide sale before the holiday season. You're going to get amazing Diamonds Direct value price plus an extra 20% savings. Are you ready? Yeah, an extra 20% off all diamond and designer fashion jewelry, earrings, pendants, bracelets, bands, colored gemstone jewelry, and thousands, and I mean thousands of engagement rings on sale, and they're breaking all the rules for you. Lowest prices of the year across the board, incredible finance options, all that you need, and it adds up to the absolute best jewelry buying opportunity of 2019. Diamonds Direct, and the biggest final store-wide sale of the year. This Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. This weekend, don't miss it. Tell them I sent you. Amazing value, unbelievable selection, awesome deals. That's Diamonds Direct. Keystone at the Crossing.
Hi, I'm Ryan Kelly. Hero.Loan is the nation's fastest-growing VA loan program. And why wouldn't it be? Interest rates on VA loans are generally a full point lower. You can buy a house with no money down. There's no PMI. And if you're thinking about refinancing, you can cash out 100% of your home's value. It only takes 5 minutes to find out how much money you can save at Hero.Loan, the only way to VA. The Home Loan Expert LLC, NMLS number 1326241.
Love Heating and Air Conditioning at love-hvac.com. John and Chris are new to the show, but they're not new to me. I've been utilizing them for a long time. They're the people I trust on my HVAC unit, whether you're dealing with it, the cooling unit in the summertime or the heating unit in the winter. Your furnace, if it hasn't been checked yet, we've gone through 2 brutal days of cold, which is an alarm bell for you to make sure your furnace unit's doing what it should. If you have any questions whatsoever, right now utilize the JMV special, which is a clean and a check of your furnace for just $64.95. You can't beat it anywhere. $64.95 for a clean and a check of your furnace with Love Heating and Air Conditioning. Just ask for the JMV special online, love-hvac.com.
Listen every week during Colts season for the Beef Up Front Report with Big Joe Stasniak. Brought to you by Anthony's Chop House in Carmel, at Maine and the Monon.
Come share a Coke at the Colts Ultimate Tailgate Party next Saturday from 11 to 1 at the Meyer in Franklin, presented by Meyer and Coca-Cola. Come meet a Colts alumni player, mascot Blue, and Colts cheerleaders.
Hey, we all need some plumbing help, some more than others, and that would be me too. I've got all kinds of issues. My wife wants to move the washer to the other side of the basement. I've got rumbling going on under the house with the pipes. I mean, all this stuff happening. So who do I call? I call Lance, LD Smith Plumbing, 317-284-9526. LD Smith Plumbing, one-stop shopping for plumbing needs. Drippy faucets to drains to sewer line replacement, all of that at 317-284-9526. The people that you will trust, Lance and his team at LD Smith Plumbing. They've been out. They are awesome. 24/7, 365, and they can tackle any issue, large or small, that you have. 317-284-9526 or online, ldsmithplumbing.com.
Hey, it's JMV, Jaguars and Colts. Colts VIP tailgate presented by Hayes & Sons Restoration. BullseyeEventGroup.com. Get your passes for the best pregame party ever right now.
Powered by the Hubler Auto Group, Indiana's auto giant. When shopping for a new ride, click drivehubler.com. Only Hubler includes a 10-year, 200,000-mile limited warranty.
They throw it out on the flat. That is a lateral. It is caught out there by Seafried. They come back the other way. This could be a touchdown. It is, and Heritage Hills wins. Bob, that's the play you talked about. We talked about earlier. Right there.
Watch it again, Jerry.
Cutler gets it out on the flat. It looked like a set-up running play, and then all of a sudden, Seafried throws it right back to Cutler. Nobody covered him over here on the near side. He just dashes his way into the end zone.
It's Jay Baker right there on the call. Jay Cutler from Heritage Hills down in Santa Claus, Indiana. 2003 A state championship. They beat Zionsville 27-24 in OT. Cutler had $102 in yards, 3 interceptions in that game. The game-winning TD is what you heard right there. Goes on to start Vanderbilt to be a first-round pick. Played in the NFL with Denver and the Bears. Jay Cutler. And your chance to see future stars in person for a whole lot less money than you'll pay to watch them in college or professionally is coming up. This year's IHSAA Football State Finals for all 6 classes. That's the 29th and the 30th at Lucas Oil Stadium. 3 games for the price of 1 each day. And tickets available. The Lucas Oil Stadium box office. It's awesome. It's the IHSAA Football State Championships, the 29th and the 30th in downtown Indy.
The Hoosiers face the Penn State Nittany Lions. Saturday morning at 11 on 93.5 and 107.5 The Fan. The Ride with JMV.
Are you kidding?
93.5 and 107.5 The Fan.
All right, crank it up here. We got Led Zeppelin 2 tickets for January here. I told you I was going to have something left for you. The longer you listen through breaks. I give you a chance to win stuff. You listen all the way throughout the show, a chance to win. There's zero reason why you should ever turn this off. Led Zeppelin 2 tickets, Murao National Center in January. Thank you, Jimmy, over there. Number 10 at 239-1070 is going to go. This is why you got to listen to the entire show. But my Billy Joel question was solid as a rock right there. JMV, at least Cutler has always been throwing picks. I had to give a shout out to Heritage Hills, Santa Claus, Indiana. Whenever you visit Holiday World, the world's largest outdoor public bath every summer, know that that's where Jay Cutler grew up. It's from Gary Walter. Yeah, Hanks was fine, but man, Donna Dixon was smoke-tacular. She was. Donna Dixon still the wife of Dan Aykroyd, right? Brad Huber doesn't know anything. Hey, JMV, sorry, dude. The Outback Lobster mac and cheese was delicious, but it has peppers mixed in. Uh-oh. I'll have to eat that at home then. That'd have to be a home game. I can't eat that on the road. Unless it's got a really ultra clean and private bathroom. Well, I will say this, though. What is it, 2 miles from Von Mar? And Von Mar's got the best road bathroom ever. So maybe that's close enough to Von Mar for me to get away with eating peppers in my lobster mac and cheese. Otherwise, this will be carry out in a home game. JMV, you have a better chance of becoming weed man and growing it in your backyard than Lainey not getting a tattoo when she's turned 17, 18, or 19. Oh, yeah. No. I better be dead. They know this. I didn't give that same ultimatum with the phone. I was still kind of pissy when the phone was given to them, but wasn't that same type of ultimatum. Hey, Joe, this is too raw. I'll read this some other time, Joe. This is pretty lengthy right here. You know how awesome you guys were today? You know how great this show was today? Holy crap. Joe writes, podcast1075thefan.com. Robbie Hummel is there too. Both outstanding. And Kevin Bowen, even though I know deep down inside he wants them to trade Miles Turner, was pretty damn good too. Kyle, great job out of you. Brad Huber, you added absolutely nothing, Brad Huber, to the show. 0. Larceny Locks Luna Azul Tequila shots tomorrow. Winner's Circle. Join us for free beverages. You know what I mean. In Picks 2. Instant replay, IU football and trackside later on tonight. Have a great one.
Sports Center updates on the Fan are brought to you by Big O Tires. Big O Tires has the lowest price on every tire every day with financing options available. Big O Tires, the team you trust.
What would you do with the money if you didn't have to pay your house payment for 2 months, especially around the holidays?
That's right, no house payment for 2 months. This is James Hawkins.